Lakes. Here's Tom Wren.
Thank you, Jess. Josh Hazlewood will target an international return in February's 2020 World Cup after he was ruled out for the rest of the Ashes series with a pair of injuries. The Queek has been recovering from a hamstring injury and now has an Achilles issue. Well, tickets for opening round go on sale this morning. For the first time, it'll include a game in Melbourne with Collingwood to play St Kilda on Labor Day Eve. The Crows and Port Adelaide don't play until the following week in round one. Adelaide with an away clash against Collingwood on the Saturday night at the MCG, while the Power come up against North Melbourne at Marvel Stadium on the Sunday. Let's go to soccer. Mark Bosnich fears it may be too late to save the relationship between Liverpool star Mo Salah and manager Arne Slot. After claiming he's been thrown under the bus at the Reds, Salah was left out of the squad for this morning's Champions League game at Inter Milan. Bosnich says Salah may have played his last game for Liverpool.
I really can't see how him and Arne Slot both stay at the club after this outburst.
That match begins in the next half hour against Inter Milan. Well, Cairns-born snow skier Jakara Anthony has rediscovered her best form just 2 months out from the Winter Olympics. The reigning Olympic champ taking out the Moguls World Cup event in Finland. Anthony's been excited at standing on the podium for the first time since breaking her collarbone last year.
Yeah, it's a pretty special one. It's probably nearly a year to the day to getting injured last season. I've been out of the gate since then, so yeah, it's a pretty special one.
A great result, Jess. That is the FIVEAA Sport.
Thanks, Tom. Now the FIVEAA forecast, 29 and partly cloudy today, sunny and 32 tomorrow, 34 for Friday, 27 for Saturday, 24 for Sunday. Right now it's 18 degrees on FIVEAA, always Adelaide.
End the year on a high with a great deal from Mawson Lakes Volkswagen. The huge end-of-year stock clearance sale is on now with new and demo Volkswagens priced to clear. Get immediate delivery and easy finance options. Hurry in for your perfect model and colour. The sooner you get to the showroom, the better your chance of scoring your dream car. Mawson Lakes Volkswagen's end-of-year stock clearance sale. Ends soon, so hurry. Salisbury Highway, just a short drive from the city.
Hi, I'm Steve Wormald from Walco Linus and Covers out at Paraka. We're a manufacturing business. So far as advertising, we've done a few things. Print, magazines, a couple of spots on TV, but we'd never done radio. Contacted FIVEAA and were teed up with James Wellham and thought we'd give it a go. Very much James's pitch was that quite distinct from a radio show with music. A talk show, advertising that comes in on chat show will be more like a testimonial. So that was quite attractive to me to give that a go and actually be personally endorsed, I suppose, by the talk show. FIVEAA is the only one in town. We gave it a go. That was 2016.
To get your message out there and grow your business, visit fiveaa.com.au and hit the Advertise With Us link for more information.
We often talk about cancer as if it's one thing. But there are as many cancers as there are people with it. Because the makeup of every person is unique. Every cancer treatment must be unique too. At SAMRI, our cancer research is not looking for a cure-all, but a cure each. To continue this research, SAMRI needs your help and your donations. Visit samri.org.au to find out more and donate today.
If your air conditioner is over 15 years old, it's probably running without an inverter. That means it switches on and off all the time, using more power than it should and driving up your electricity bill.
REQ Refrigeration and Energy Solutions can replace it with a modern, energy-efficient system from trusted brands like Mitsubishi Electric. These newer units adjust power based on your needs, running more smoothly and using far less energy.
When you choose REQ air conditioning, you're not just getting a better system, you're getting expert advice. They'll show you how to use your new air conditioner properly so you get the best performance and the lowest running costs.
It's a smart way to stay cool in summer, warm in winter and save money all year round. Search REQ Air Conditioning for a free in-home quote. That's REQ Air Conditioning.
There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
Live from Hindmarsh Square, it's FIVEAA Breakfast. David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
8 minutes after 6, good morning to you and welcome to Wednesday on FIVEAA Breakfast. It is the 10th of December and, it's a World History-Making Day in Australia today. The social media ban has officially kicked in for people under the age of 16. I'm going to talk more about that over the course of the morning. Also, The strike in our in corrections goes on. Prisoners in 7 jails across South Australia locked in their cells with this ugly industrial action continuing. We're going to chat with the PSA's General Secretary Charlotte Watson very shortly. Then after 6:30, Salvation Army's Christmas appeal will be on our agenda. We're going to talk about the threat of rate hikes for 2026. Not a great way to bring in the new year, but it's very much on the horizon as far as the RBA is concerned. And then after 7 o'clock, an awful housing trust horror story. And we've got an update on Hutt Street and the redevelopment there from the City Council that we're going to bring you up to speed with. David Penberthy, good morning to you.
Good morning, listeners. Good morning, Will. Based on what Jess was just saying in the news, it sounds like it's going to be good news as well. I wonder if the ACC has come to its senses and, with one eye firmly on what's been happening down on Jetty Road, has thought, we don't want to be the next Jetty Road.
Cautionary tale.
A cautionary tale. And the fact that so many people from other tiers of government, Labor, Liberal, have been coming out going, guys, this is going to cost a whole stack of money and result in fewer car parks if you choose the wrong option. It sounds like a good decision by the Adelaide City Council. Anytime the Lord Mayor says she's prepared to come on the show, it's a good one. It's not, look, just so you know, I'm about to fly to Rio. Do you want me to come on? It's not one of those. It's the opposite of that.
Sometimes their radar's off. Because sometimes what they think everyone's going to be excited about, it's not. Like they might be bringing in, we're getting rid of all the lanes to make up. We're going to make Hutt Street just one giant bike lane.
Yeah.
I can see them going, we need to get out and talk about this because people are going to love it.
Sometimes the good environment story ends up being the thing that drives everybody mad, e.g., we're getting rid of plastic straws.
No.
And it's going to be so good for the environment. Okay. Q 1,000 texts. Have you tried these rubbish paper replacement ones? They melt in your mouth.
What about trying to drink something?
Conversely, soy sauce plastic fish. No one really mind, or bag clips on a better example, plastic clips on bags of bread. Everybody hates them.
Yeah, they're no good. Yeah, there's been no inconvenience with those.
They haven't got rid of them yet.
Are the soy sauce? Oh, they're okay. Are the soy sauce fish?
They're on the death list.
Actually gone. I still see them everywhere. I don't want to dob anyone in because there's a lot of good sushi places around. But
when they spawn, they have a lot of kids.
Yeah.
So it takes a lot to get rid of them.
That seems to be the case. I went to I'm not going to name the store because they do an excellent job, but I went to a place and did grocery shopping the other day and got a bag that was, it wasn't a paper bag. It was the only one that was available to put the groceries in. And
this is the wildest and craziest thing you've ever done in your whole life, isn't it, Will?
What's that?
What you're about to say.
What am I about to say?
Tell me what happened.
There was some sort of weird plastic hybrid. The bag trying to bag up my groceries.
Oh, they're the bags that you can put in the green bin.
Yes. What the hell is that?
Yeah, and they're hard to open, aren't they? They sort of stick together.
They feel like they should be in the gag magic show bag designed to prank people you don't like.
Along with a whoopee cushion.
Yeah, along with the whoopee cushion and the fake vomit. Put those bags in there.
Whoopee cushions never get unfunny, do they?
No.
Like if I came in here today with a whoopee cushion.
If we had one sitting in your seat.
Before the show started.
Yes.
Put it over there. Off you go.
Everyone's laughing.
It's hilarious. Even just making that sound then.
Yeah.
I feel like laughing.
Hey,
I thought you were going to say you have a secret supplier of soy sauce fish.
Oh, you think I'm the guy?
Yeah, I thought you were the guy.
Yeah. Well, I know a guy.
Yeah.
You want soy sauce? I can get you soy sauce by 3 o'clock this afternoon.
He's not a guy you can hit.
That's right. He's not quite a guy you can't hit.
Ray Winston. What an actor.
Ray Winston's fantastic. All right. Now, we have a Adelaide Motorsport Festival family passing of. In fact, we've got a couple of these. Don't miss the Adelaide Motorsport Festival taking place from the 28th of February to the 1st of March next year. Going to be a lot of fun. We talked about that earlier in the week. We're asking you this morning, given Australia has undergoing this world-first social media ban for under-16s, what are things that Australians or Australia has done first? 8223 text us on 0480 1395.
Well, South Australia gets a few.
Yes.
In the
Don't go through them all because we need to leave a few for the people.
Yeah. No, I was just saying there's a few there if you want to look locally.
You can give us one.
Internationally. I'll leave. I'll defer to the listeners. It could be it could be something silly though.
It absolutely could be something
we
silly.
prefer the silly stuff.
8223 or 044808 1395. Things that an Australian's done first or Australia has done first, like the social media ban. Celebrating Aussie firsts this morning for the motorsport voucher.
Our good friend Rob says an unexpected outcome of the social media ban is that parents are reporting that they're actually looking into their children's eyes for the first time in ages and also seeing what their faces look like. It's going to be a day of adjustments, isn't it? Particularly for the 15-year-old social media enthusiast.
What's the window to you? You know this because you've had kids this age, but what do you think the window is for kids that are going to care? Like a 10-year-old's going to care? Probably not. It's probably not that much in their life, is it, surely?
13, 14, 15.
So it'd be that.
But the reality is, and this is one of the reasons why they're doing it, there would be kids who are way under 13 who are on Facebook.
Right.
I know because my oldest daughter did it when she left primary school. She wanted to stay in touch with her friends. So she set up her own Facebook page, even though we told her not to.
Yeah.
And then she confessed and,
she's an upstanding citizen too.
She's totally upstanding. She's must skip a generation. She's very organised and smart. She passed all the subjects at uni. She didn't get any of that from me. But, no, she had a covert Facebook account. And at the time, her rationale was, well, I'm going from primary school to high school and I'm worried I'm going to lose touch with my friends.
Mm.
And we were talking about it last night. I thought, that's actually a pretty reasonable explanation. I mean, it doesn't justify deceiving your parents.
Mm.
So me and my mates, we had a team meeting about that one, called her in. But, there's so many kids who are under 13 who are on it, which is why. And what about this total hypocritical nonsense from the social media giant saying, oh, we're worried that this could make it even more risky for kids online. They don't care at all. They don't care about sextortion. They don't care about the age that kids are. They don't care about bullying. They've made no effort to stop any of that.
Mm.
I mean, Mark Zuckerberg was trying to invent a version of Instagram for 10-year-olds at one point.
Yeah, that's just weird. Well, it's not going to happen now. It's illegal in Australia as of today. Stephen in Fairview Park. What's your Australian first?
Winning the America's Cup.
Yes, that's a good one.
First one to beat the Americans, yeah.
Yeah. First and only.
I didn't think we were going to get too many sporting.
About it.
Yeah, I didn't think this was going to be a big sporting one, but that's a good one, Stephen. Thank you. Let's go to Sue in Mylor. Morning, Sue.
Good morning. My great uncles flew the Vickers of Emmy from England to Australia in 1919.
Your great uncle?
Yep, great uncles, Ross and Keith Smith.
Yeah, wow.
They flew the Vickers of Emmy out here. They were the first ones to fly from England to Australia.
Yeah,
that's
the greatest race.
Sue. In your family, are there any sort of keepsakes or hand-me-downs in the family that?
Oh, cripes, that's a painful one. Before my grandfather died, I followed him into his shed one day, and there was a complete flying outfit lying on the ground under his truck, and it was half gone. The rats had eaten it. It was covered in oil.
Oh.
And I said, oh, Grandpa, what's that? And he said, oh, that's Ross Keith Smith's flying outfit. Now, where's that paint? And I just looked at him and said, pardon? And, he'd just thrown it on the ground under the truck, but that was Sir Keith Smith's full flying outfit.
You are joking.
I couldn't retrieve it. It was gone.
Oh,
that would have been nice.
Oh.
But we've got lots of Rosses and Keiths in our family. That would have been a very nice souvenir. But
what a great, if not tragic, story.
It'd be in the National Museum.
It would be. It absolutely would be. Carlos in Edmund Valley. What's your Australian first?
With South Australian first, it's the secret ballot in 1856, and I reckon we should get rid of it.
The secret ballot?
Yep. When you vote, that was done in South Australia the first time ever.
Yeah.
So how would you like it to work?
Well, I reckon we should all wear a badge with the party we voted for the first year of that party, and then we'll end up with a much better government, I reckon.
I tell you what, you'd end up with a government that's totally uncontroversial, is what you'd end up with.
Yeah, government never upset anyone.
No, because the vast majority of people don't want to be walking around wearing a badge saying, I did something different to everyone.
Yeah, yeah.
You get a lot of go with the flow voting if you go down that path. Jason in Salisbury Heights, good morning.
Good morning, guys. How you going?
Good morning.
Thanks, mate.
It would have to be our Prime Minister, Bob Hawke, winning the beer sculling competition.
That's true. And he was in the Guinness Book of Records for it.
He was. Not too many prime ministers would be that good at it.
Who says we don't have culture in this country?
Totally.
Thank you, Jason. 822 or text us on 0448081395. Great text coming through.
Doesn't that show, though, how much Australia has changed?
Yes.
Since 1983 when Hawkey got in. You can imagine now, footage has emerged of Prime Ministerial candidate Fred Harrison drinking a yard glass of beer. The Cancer Council of Australia said, what type of example does this set to the children?
Well, I reckon...
That would be the story.
I reckon an Australian rules footballer in a drinking competition caught on video would be a talking point these days, let alone the Prime Minister.
Oh, you know what drove me mad last week? Seeing journos tut-tutting and repeatedly asking Ben Stokes, do you think you owe people an apology for not wearing a helmet while you were riding these scooters?
Oh, yeah.
And Ben Stokes is going, well, look, we've said all we're going to say about that. No, but do you think that you owe people... A, the law is for children, and B, the idea of having to apologise for it. Like, whatever happened to this knockabout country that we think that we are?
Thankfully, he's from England, so he knows a bit about pesky press questions.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Let's take a break. We're going to put some more people in the running to win that Motorsport Festival voucher. Let us know your something that was done first by an Australian or Australia on the morning that we become the first country on earth to ban social media for under 16s.
Hey, it's Lauren here from Adelaide. Wouldn't you love a reward just for shopping at your local Star Discount chemist? Become a Superstar Rewards member to earn points, receive birthday vouchers and more. Star Discount Chemist. How can we help? Earn and redeem points on eligible purchases. Visit website for full terms and conditions.
Adelaide's local, trusted and truly connected talkback radio station. 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Are mild varicose veins making your legs feel achy, heavy and uncomfortable? Introducing Caruso's best-selling Veins Care formula, Caruso's Veins Clear. Caruso's Veins Clear contains horse chestnut, a herb traditionally used in Western herbal medicine to relieve the aching, heaviness, leg swelling and itchiness of mild varicose veins. Caruso's Veins Clear also maintains healthy circulation. Caruso's Veins Clear is made in Australia and is available from leading pharmacies and health stores. Always read the label and follow the directions for use.
G'day, Alan Gray here. Speaking mechanic to mechanic, we all know that when you're looking to load up your rig or to do some off-road exploring, the right suspension is crucial. It dictates how much weight you can carry, what you can tow, and how safe and comfortable your ride will be. At Terrain Tamer, our range of GVM upgrades, parabolic springs, smart coils and fortified shock absorbers will get you there and home again without a hitch. To find out more, go to terraintamer.com.
Now, when it comes to dining out, if you're after a place that does it all, literally, head for 150A King William Road, Hyde Park.
By day, it's the ever-popular Hello Neighbour that's open 7 days for brunch and lunch. Warm, relaxed, instantly welcoming. They do great coffee, generous plates, and a menu of proper brunch favourites.
And there, now, as the sun goes down Wednesdays to Saturdays, the same venue transforms into Artusi by night, an intimate Italian dinner experience.
Artusi's gnoccheria and pasta bar offers fresh gnocchi, handmade daily from 6 p.m. They do it right in front of you. Rich sauces, steak and fish mains. They cater for gluten-free, celiac and vegans.
So whether it's brunch with friends or a dinner date, you'll find it all at one address. Hello Neighbour by day, Artusi by night for dinner. 150A, 150 that is, 150A King William Road, Hyde Park.
Hi, I'm Deepa Matthew, Family First candidate in next year's state election. This election is about who will take the pressure off families. As a wife and mum, I know what keeps me up at night. Bills, housing affordability for our kids and care of our own parents. We've already got enough on our plate. That's why I'm fighting to take the pressure off South Australian families. For more information, visit familyfirstparty.org.au.
Spoken by D. Matthew, authorised by L. Sheldon, Family First Party, Norwood.
South Australia, the countdown is on. By January 1st, all businesses and venues with public access over a certain size must have a defibrillator installed and clearly signed. Failing to comply could mean a hefty fine. Defibrillators Australia make it simple, with approved AEDs, cabinet signage and certification already before deadline. Don't risk it. Call 1300 331193 or visit defibrillatoraustralia.com.au today. Defibrillators Australia, protecting hearts, keeping your business compliant.
Hi, I'm Lynn Andrews. For over 50 years, we, the Lynn Andrews team, have specialised in commercial and residential property management. But above all, We specialise in people, helping to make life easier for investors and tenants. Everyone is treated with empathy and respect. It's the way we do business. It's the Lynn Andrews way. For residential and commercial property management, we're here to help you. Visit lynnandrews.com.au.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube. There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
25 minutes after 6 at 8 o'clock this morning, corrections officers across the state are going to hold a vote to determine whether to continue a 48-hour strike, which has plunged our prisons into an unprecedented lockdown. Charlotte Watson is the General Secretary of the PSA and joins us now. Charlotte, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So, Charlotte, how long do you envisage this action continuing for?
Well, the issue is we don't know at this point. It's indefinite rolling 24-hour stoppages until we get an improved offer from the government. That could be in the form of an in-principle offer, but at this point we haven't received that.
So, Charlotte, as I understand it, at the moment, prisoners in 7 different jails across the state are currently locked in their cells because of the strike action that's going on. I get it when a corrections officer goes on strike. What happens when home detention officers go on strike, which is what is being threatened today?
That's right. So the home detention officers will make a determination today whether they join in on the industrial action that the correctional officers are doing. That means the teams that go out and they fit ankle bracelets onto home detentees won't be happening today. So what that will mean is that the court system will not be able to put people into home detention today if that team's not there to put the ankle bracelet on people to ensure that they can be monitored.
Does it involve the role that your members play in monitoring people who are already on home detention as well?
It doesn't involve those people, no.
100%?
100%. Those people will be there in the control centre monitoring the current home detainees.
Yeah, well, that's a good guarantee.
That's heartening.
Yes.
What's your sense, Charlotte, about how this vote will go this morning? Are your members angry at the current offer?
Yeah, they are. I'm expecting them to support rolling it over. They, to be honest with you, they've been wanting to do these walkouts for a while now, for a number of weeks. Escalation has been on the cards for a while. We've been telling the Premier and other decision makers that for some time now.
All right. Charlotte Watson, the General Secretary of the Public Service Association, thank you for that.
Sounds like that one's going to be going on for a while. 18.7 degrees outside at the moment, fairly warm start to that day. I suspect we've got some really nice sunrise pictures. It's a beautiful sunrise. I don't know if it was any good vantage points, but it looked...
It's not dark yet, though, is it? It's quite dark out there still.
That's just the tinted window.
Tinted glass.
It's the tinted glass. There's some not spectacular colours over the hills. Send them through if you did get them. 18.7 degrees outside at the moment, 18 the expected top. The weather over the next couple of days, 32 tomorrow, 34 Friday. The weekend doesn't...
The sun's been up for half an hour.
Yeah. I didn't want to labour the point.
It was actually what I was coming into the building.
I was happy to shoulder arms on that one and let it go through to the keeper, but 27.
I'm about as good as the new bomb website.
I'm trying to read it. 24 Sunday, and it's a cool start to next week, 23 on Monday before warming up to 29.
In my defence, I didn't cost $96 million.
No, you did. You don't cost $96 million.
Not even close.
Tom Wren gives us $96 million of value every day. He's in the 5AA Breakfast studio. Be the first to test drive the all-new Mitsubishi ASX at Agostina, Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes. Morning, Rennie.
Morning, Will. Morning, David. Boys, you would have seen the story yesterday, obviously. Will, it led the TV news last night, obviously, with Isaac Rankin and his decision to sort of hit back at this social media. I don't think... social media commentary or vitriol is anything new, but I think players sort of fighting back and saying enough's enough is, but we're in a bit of uncharted territory, aren't we, in terms of what's going to happen with sanction. I think something similar happened to Dylan Grimes at Richmond.
Yeah, that's right.
And the person got a good behaviour bond, but I think most people take a pretty dim view of social media sort of cowboys, if you like,
or threatening people.
Or threatening people.
We don't know what this. Well, I don't know what the actual was in these messages.
No,
but it sounds like there was a number of them, and it was serious enough that someone's been arrested. So,
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I know some people get up all ideological about protecting free speech when it comes to the internet, but I reckon threatening people, whether you're doing it in person, over the phone, or over your Instagram account, or whatever it might well be, frankly, should all be treated the same way.
100%. I think back to Josh Jenkins' remarks after the 2017 grand final, where there was a guy who put a picture of a noose up on his social media account.
Yeah.
And Josh later said, this is how utterly devoid of perspective people are.
Yeah.
But it's so weird because there's no way people, if Josh Jenkins had run the ball, walking up to him, go, you should hang yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
But what happens to some people's brains when they've got a computer or their phone there?
Yeah, that's it.
Sport.
Yeah, but still,
sport does weird things to people's
but you still, I still contend no one would have done that to Josh Jenkins in the street.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
That's right. No, you wouldn't do it to their face, would you? But people feel like when they're at home in the comfort of their own home, and
I'll flick him a message.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable with these people being prosecuted.
Yeah. And the other one too to keep an eye on is this fallout. I'm fascinated. Liverpool are playing in a Champions League game, kicking off right now. Their most expensive player ever, Mo Salah, has been left in England while they play in Italy. The fallout, they've been through a lot, Liverpool. They had Diogo Jota. I mean, we've had our tragedies over here with John McCarthy, Phil Walsh, etc. But he passed away in the off-season in a car accident. The club's struggling. He's had some very inflammatory comments to say about the coach, and the coach, huge issues at Liverpool, and how they handle it, how you handle players that are on $700,000 a week, and you're not playing them and they're available, they're fully fit.
How old is Mo Salah now?
He'd be into his 30s. He'd have to be early 30s now.
Okay.
Great player. But he's got an ego, and so does Arne Slot. So who wins? I would say the player usually wins. Slot, if they lose again,
I'll tell you who's not winning is Liverpool at the moment.
They are struggling.
Yeah, they have.
He could be gone by Christmas if they keep losing.
Yeah, absolutely. Good on you, Reddy.
Thanks, boys.
Be the first to test drive the all-new Mitsubishi ASX at Agostina Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Partly cloudy and 29 today. With the 6:30 news, I'm Jess Adamson.
For the best price, quality and same-day service, trust Complete Windscreens. RAA approved, Main North Road, Prospect.
Social media sites including Instagram, TikTok and Facebook are now officially off limits to children under 16. Federal Politics editor Michael Packey.
The government's social media ban for young children has now come into force. The world-first legislation locks under 16s out of their accounts in a bid to stop online bullying and restrict exposure to malicious material. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese and his embattled Communications Minister Annika Wells will mark the occasion at a function at the PM's Sydney residence in Kirribilli. Tech giants are not happy with the changes, with some planning a High Court challenge, but the Australian laws are being watched closely overseas, with the European Union considering a similar ban.
Premier Peter Malinauskas says the historic ban, based on legislation drafted in South Australia, empowers parents to say no to their children being force-fed harmful content. But he says it may take some time to settle in.
There will be things that emerge over the course of coming days and weeks that point to, some failings in the system. But that is always true with what is a genuinely major reform that benefits the whole generation of children.
A woman's in hospital and a teenager's on the run after a frightening robbery and assault in the northern suburbs. Police and paramedics were called to Martins Road at 5 yesterday. Amid reports a teenage boy had run in front of a car, stopping the driver and robbing her of cash. It's alleged he produced a knife and cut the driver's arm before running off towards a nearby golf course at Paralawi. The boy is described as of Caucasian appearance with short, dirty blonde hair, a dark T-shirt, black shorts and white sneakers. Anyone who witnessed the attack is asked to call Crime Stoppers. Millions of Australians will forego essential purchases this year in order to afford Christmas. Salvation Army research has found 1 in 5 will sacrifice food or health appointments. 1.1 million people will avoid bringing up the holiday with their children altogether because they can't afford it. Major Warren Elliott says many more will overextend themselves financially.
They'll max out their credit cards and then they'll start looking for other ways to get money to pay for Christmas as well. Some are using the buy now, pay later schemes, or others are even leaning towards the payday lenders. And those interest rates can really add up very quickly after Christmas, and people can find themselves in a lot more trouble.
Astronomers have a new theory about what exactly was in the sky during the very first Christmas. Live Science reports that in one theory, the Star of Bethlehem was a very close conjunction of Venus and Jupiter in 2 BC. Another theory is that it was a conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn in 7 BC. The US president has described Europe as a decaying group of nations led by weak people. Donald Trump accusing leaders of talking too much but making no progress in ending the war in Ukraine.
I think they're weak, but I also think that they want to be so politically correct. I think they don't know what to do. Most European nations, they're decaying. They're decaying.
Turning to 5AA Sport.
Be the first to test drive the all-new Mitsubishi ASX at Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes.
Hello again, Tom Wren.
And to you as well, Jess. We'll start with cricket. Already 2-0 down in the Ashes series. England has lost Mark Wood for the remainder of this series. The Quick misses the rest of the summer with a knee injury sustained during the first test in Perth. Meantime, the Melbourne Stars WBBL campaign's over after going down to the Perth Scorchers by 28 runs at the WACA. Now the Scorchers will take on the Sydney Sixers for a spot in the WBBL Grand Final. Adelaide's new head of high performance, Ian McEwen, says he's excited by what lies ahead for the club. McEwen takes over from Darren Burgess, who's now at soccer giants Juventus. McEwen telling Rowie and Timmy G he knows the club is in good shape.
I know the strength of the program and where it's been and how they've got there, and it's my job now is just to complement that and keep it moving after such a phenomenal start.
Meantime, Essendon great Dyson Heppel has joined Collingwood as a development coach. Well, British tennis star Katie Boulter has missed out on a place in the main draw for next month's Australian Open, meaning she'll have to go through qualifying. And European Champions League action is just getting underway for another morning. Liverpool is without star Mo Salah, who's been left out after a huge rift with the manager Arne Slot. It's currently 0-0 early on between the Reds and Inter Milan, while in other games, Tottenham is hosting Slavia Prague and Chelsea is taking on Atalanta. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Thanks, Tom. Now the 5AA forecast, 29 and partly cloudy today. Sunny and 32 tomorrow, 34 for Friday, 27 for Saturday, 24 for Sunday. Right now it's 18 degrees on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
There's smoked Aussie almonds, exotic spicy peanuts, and always scrumptious salted cashews. Merry Christmas, folks. I'm Brett Charlesworth, and they're just 3 of the tantalising products we cook fresh just for you in every Charlesworth nut store. Try salted or unsalted nuts, spicy hot chili or smokehouse, plus our famous range of designer mixes exclusive to Charlesworth's. Follow the seductive aroma of freshly cooked nuts to one of our 11 family-owned stores or shop online. Why Charlesworth? Because fresh nuts taste better.
Hi, I'm Steve from Walco Liners and Covers out of Paraka. We're a manufacturing business. We've had a massive impact on the recall of our brand. From AA, we always vet the phone calls coming in and have asked where they've been sourced, and AA is a very strong part of what we get on the phone. We've had people who've loved the ads. We've also had people that hate the ads because of their irreverence and annoying nature and have still said, look, your ad annoys me and I'm coming here under duress, but I'm still going to buy your product. So it's cut through. It definitely has worked. But yeah, it's since we started in 16, we've exploded locally.
To get your message out there and grow your business, visit 5AA.com.au and hit the Advertise With Us link for more information.
Many Petty believe in making people feel good from the ground up. It's the perfect blend of trusted podiatry and beauty therapy, Adelaide's first true medical pedicure.
A Medi-Pedi isn't your average pedicure. Your feet are expertly treated by a qualified podiatrist, then pampered by a fully trained beauty therapist. And the result is simple. Feet that not only feel better, but look fantastic.
And with 4 Adelaide locations, including the brand new North Adelaide Clinic, it's easier than ever to book in and feel the difference.
Plus, with Christmas almost here, a Medi-Pedi voucher makes the perfect last-minute gift, something genuinely thoughtful that always gets used.
Book now at medipediclinics.com.au. Medipedi, feel good from the ground up.
When it comes to reducing pain and rebuilding strength, Kiesa leaves nothing to chance. Our university-qualified health professionals don't just treat problem areas. They design personalised training programs using Swiss-engineered machines unique to Kiesa. These machines safely isolate the affected area, test your strength, and help rebuild your muscles for a stronger, more active and healthier life. Kiesa, building strength with precision in Norwood and coming soon to Glenelg.
Adelaide Central Plaza is giving you the chance to win an Audi Q3 Sportback 35, valued at over $62,000 from Audi Solitaire. Shop this Christmas at Adelaide Central Plaza for your chance to enter. Spend $150 at David Jones, or $50 at specialty retailers, or $15 at any food outlet or service retailer. T's and C's at adelaidecentralplaza.com.au. Adelaide Central Plaza, the home of David Jones and Rundle Mall. SA licence T25/1350.
There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
Bit of general live to get you up and about there, Will.
Certainly is an overcast start to the day. Need something to get you up and about this morning. It looks grim out there, actually. It's going to be hot, but it...
What was going on in the mid-'80s? What an unusual time to be alive.
You love the 80s. What are you talking about?
Yes, it certainly packed the dance floor back in the day at the Tonsley Hotel, that one.
I bet. Hey, if you're looking at things to do early next year, we've got some family passes to get along to the Motorsport Festival taking place the 28th of February to the 1st of March. We're asking you this morning, inspired by the social media ban starting today, a world first, what are things that Australia or Australians have done first in the world? Dave and Marion's on the line. Morning, Dave.
Morning, guys. How you going?
Good, mate.
Good, thanks, Dave.
Okay, Wi-Fi was developed in Australia in the 90s.
Yeah, it's one of the more remarkable inventions, given how
really
ubiquitous it is. It's just everywhere now.
I had no idea.
Didn't you? Yeah, was it CSIRO, Dave? Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
CSIRO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just ran of redundancies recently.
Yeah. Well,
probably
what good's ever going to come from them?
People that are working on things like
Wi-Fi. The
Wi-Fi. Yeah, who knows what the next version of the Wi-Fi is. Be nice to have it invented here in Australia.
Absolutely, it would.
Let's talk Christmas for a moment and the sombre side of Christmas. These are the most heartbreaking statistics you're ever going to hear. The Salvation Army's Christmas appeal is underway, and to colour the need to raise money, they've released some data. Have a listen to this. 1.1 million people, according to the survey data, will not speak to their children about Christmas this year because they can't afford it. It's 5% of the Australian population. About 1 in 10 are worried their kids won't be able to eat this year on Christmas Day. And 1 in 5, 21% of Australians are concerned their children will miss out on presents this Christmas.
That's shocking.
Isn't that devastating? Robin Lorimer from the Salvation Army joins us on 5AA Breakfast. And I guess, Robin, this is what your Christmas appeal is all about.
Yes, and good morning. It is about all of that. This is a devastating snapshot of what many Australians are going to be facing this year. And for the Salvation Army, we really want to be able to be there and support people. And these figures, were quite a shock. The fact that many families feel they can't feed their children at Christmas or they can't provide presents is quite sad. And I think you highlighted one of the points there that was fairly devastating for myself was the fact that they're choosing not to talk about Christmas with their families because they feel they can't provide or they can't give their children the Christmas that they'd really like to. And I just thought that was sad that this is kind of how people are feeling at the moment, and it's been a tough year, and we're seeing that in these results.
Robin, what specifically, what type of support are the Salvos looking for? Is it just as simple as cash donations, or are you after goods or food items as well?
Certainly, hopping online to donate is what we always encourage.
Sure.
Mainly because that then allows us to actually cater for the needs of those that are coming and seeing us. But again, we have a wonderful, generous population out there. The public have been so supportive, and so they can drop into a centre, they can drop in with food, they can drop in with gifts. But again, we probably do first of all say pop online,
dig deep
onto the website,
yeah,
and they can donate through there, and then we can actually make sure that we can put those donations towards the particular things that people are needing.
Yeah. Well, good luck for it, Robin, because we know the Salvos do such important work, particularly at a special time of year like Christmas. Robin Lorimer there from the Salvation Army. Interesting thinking about that conversation off the back of the comments yesterday from the RBA, I think, about interest rates. Might have to go up again.
Yeah.
Government spending. And I tell you what, Anthony in Morphett Vale puts this in its political context. 1 in 5 Australian children living in poverty, and we've got ministers paying thousands of dollars to have a car waiting for them outside of sporting events. Disgusting.
Yeah, well said, Anthony. 0480 08 13 95. We're going to talk about the Reserve Bank, and less so the decision, because it was predictable, rates are on hold, but the comments around it, a bit concerning for people with a mortgage next year. So we'll get into all that with Susan Stone shortly. We're talking about Australian firsts. Australia, the first nation to ban social media for under 16s. It's kicked in today. Julian Blakeview, what other firsts are Australia or Australians responsible for?
Good morning, boys. I believe John Howard was the first to implement the biggest national gun buyback scheme.
Yeah, absolutely he was.
Yeah, I think maybe in America, I think one of the smaller towns or somewhere did like a country, one within their own town. But I think Australia was the first country to actually have the biggest buyback scheme of any place in the world. So,
no, good one, Julie.
New Zealand did a gun buyback after Christchurch years later, obviously not on the scale of Australia. That was a big one. But Julie's right, I can't think of any other instances where there's been mass gun buybacks. That's a good one, Julie. Thank you.
Some on the text line that go to our love of abbreviations or indeed fabrications of words. Leroy says the shoey was invented in Australia. Someone else, no name given, says Aussies invented the sickie. I'd throw in one. The suey.
Yes.
The shoey.
The shoey and the suey, I think, are beyond.
The shoey, the sickie, the suey. Did we invent the suey? The sickie?
Surely not. The sickie.
I would have thought the French invented that, didn't they?
They just call it industrial action, don't they?
Yeah, they just call it not going to work at least once a week.
Yeah, I don't think we can claim that one, but certainly the shoey and the suey. Let's go to the Weather Bureau to talk about what's happening weather-wise today. Ellie Matthews is on duty. Geez, it's cloudy out there, Ellie. What's the weather going to do today?
Yeah, certainly plenty of overcast conditions right the way across not just Adelaide itself, but across the broader south of the state. That's as we've got a mid to high level cloud band that is moving over mainly the south. It does extend into some parts of the northwest of the state, though. And generally, even though there may be some signatures on the radar of some rainfall, particularly about Kangaroo Island and the Fleurieu Peninsula, it doesn't look like too much of that is reaching the ground. And not quite recording anything in gauges as of yet. It's due to the fact that it is quite a high-level cloud band, which does mean that not too much may reach the ground, and even really during much of today, if we do see any shower activity out of it, it'll be very isolated and mainly across the very southern tip of the state. So we could see some about the Fleurieu Peninsula and Kangaroo Island. If Adelaide were to see any, it would be into the afternoon period, but really don't expect too much in terms of amounts in the gauges in those ones today. Temperature today, we are expecting a maximum of 29 degrees for Adelaide. Drop a degree if you are by the water, whilst Elizabeth might be a touch warmer, up to 31 degrees through the north there. So temperatures are on the rise into the coming days. Once this cloud does move away into tomorrow, we do come under the influence of a high-pressure ridge to the south of us, which will bring some easterly winds and generally some warmer temperatures. So into Thursday, top of 32 degrees and sunny, and even warmer again on Friday as that high-pressure ridge moves out into the Tasman Sea. So top of 34 degrees is on the cards for Friday for Adelaide. It's not until Saturday that we do see a trough that's lingering about the north of the state, will extend down into more southern extents and potentially over Adelaide, bringing a bit of a change to the winds. So we may see things tend more southerly into Saturday and more of the broader weekend, with the next high pressure ridge moving in from the west. So those southerly winds will bring a bit of a reprieve to those temperatures, so things cooling down into the later part of the weekend. David and Will.
Brilliant, Ellie. Thank you for that. Ellie Matthews at the Weather Bureau. Let's head to SoPol. Senior Constable Matt Brown joins us. Matt, there's been a crash at Medindi overnight. What happened?
That's right. Well, about 2:30am today, police and emergency crews were called to the intersection of Main North Road and Nottage Terrace after reports that a car had collided with a power pole, causing significant damage. Now, the driver, a 26-year-old man from Adelaide, was taken to hospital for treatment of minor injuries, and the intersection was closed while repairs took place. However, the roads have since been reopened, and the lights and everything are working in proper order. So traffic patrols are investigating the collision. So anyone who may have witnessed it or captured it on dashcam footage is asked to call Crime Stoppers on 1800 333 000.
Matt, also there's been a car fire at Davern Park.
That's right, David. About 12:35am today, police and MFS crews were called to a house in Coventry Road after reports that a Ford sedan was on fire. Now, MFS crews extinguished the blaze, which caused extensive damage to the vehicle, but police believe that the fire was deliberately lit. So we ask anyone who might have seen anything suspicious in the street to call Crime Stoppers on 1800 333 000.
And also, a woman's been assaulted with a knife during a robbery at Parallelly.
Yeah, this one's a bit of a nasty one from yesterday. About 5pm, police and ambulance crews were called to Martins Road after reports that a woman had stopped her car after a teenage boy ran in front of it near the intersection of McNichol Road near the golf course. And when she stopped the vehicle, he allegedly produced a knife and threatened the victim, demanding money from her. The victim handed over her purse and the male stole money from inside it and then assaulted the victim by cutting her arm. And she was taken to hospital for treatment of minor injuries. The suspect is described as being of Caucasian appearance, about 173 centimetres tall, short, dirty blonde hair, medium build, and was wearing a dark-coloured T-shirt, black shorts and white sneakers, and was last seen running back towards the golf course. Anyone who may have witnessed the incident is asked to call Crime Stoppers on 1800 333 000. So a bit of a scary one, as we mentioned, about 5pm, so there would have been plenty of cars travelling through, so people check their dash cams or anyone who might have driven that way on their way home from work last night, if you can contact police to assist us, that would be very much appreciated.
That's terrifying. Matt, thank you.
Disgusting.
Senior Constable Matt Brown from SoPol.
She sounds like a total fright, doesn't she? Unwashed hair. Horrible.
That's just driving along in your car. That's genuinely very, very frightening. Let's hope they catch up with the person as soon as possible. We have the rumour file that's going to be opened after 7 o'clock this morning. If you'd like to put something into it and in the process put yourself in the running to win the magnificent triple pack of Thorn Clark wines, 8223 0055 is the number to call. Paddy and Em ready to take your call. They'll make sure your identity is obscured.
I've heard a rumour.
Oh, have you?
There will not be a Liberal leadership change between now and the state election.
I think I believe it.
It's going out on a limb there.
Okay. If you've got a rumour, get calling. The rumour file will be opened after 7 o'clock.
Thanks, Will, and morning, David. Road's looking really good for the running today. We're accident breakdown free. Super light traffic too, which is nice for a change. Atherstone got some road planes to look out for. It's due to a previous boost. Watermain Gorge Road near King George Avenue. A little bit slow already for those intersection works at Flinders Park, Holbrooks Road and Grange Road. And you find a bit of activity at Prospect to look out for too. Main North Road near Burwood Avenue. Cameras, Balmoral Road, Durnan Court, and got one setting up now, Dawes Road at Melrose Park. It's the most adventureful time of the year at Anaconda. Get set for Christmas with Adventure Club deals across camping, hiking and outdoor gifts. Play more, pay less at Anaconda. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Cluedo is coming to the stage. Was it Miss Scarlet in the kitchen with the candlestick? Or Professor Plum in the library with the rope? Murder and blackmail are on the menu when 6 guests gather at Body Manor for a night they'll never forget. It's Cluedo the play, the hilarious murder mystery. This fast, furious and funny whodunit will leave you dying of laughter. Cluedo, a killer night out, literally. Opens March at Her Majesty's Theatre. Book now at cluedoplay.com.au.
Your old hot water system can drive as much as 40% of your energy bill. Fortunately, you can upgrade to something that's 70% cheaper to run thanks to Right Price. They're the leaders in heat pumps and installation. Now's the time to upgrade and save money on a more efficient hot water system and take advantage of government incentives and free installation. Reduce your energy costs today with a heat pump from Right Price. Make the switch with Right Price Hot Water.
At Right Price, heating and cooling, you can get the price right at Right Price.
Tackle World Adelaide Metro, the home of fishing deals this Christmas. If you want the best prices in Australia for fishing tackle, look no further. Go in and check out SA's biggest range of everything you need to go fishing.
They're the industry leaders and have you covered, whether it's saltwater, freshwater, inshore, offshore, crabbing, squidding, you name it, they can do it. All the biggest and best brands are available, plus exclusive items and hard-to-find rods, reels and lures.
They're also a Platinum Yeti dealer, which means the biggest range of Yeti in SA, plus all the seasonal limited edition colours, and there's lots of them. Locally Adelaide owned and operated for 15 years. Tom, Jamie and the team have the experience to help you this Christmas.
Go see them at Tackle World Adelaide Metro, 612 Port Road, Allenby Gardens, or tackleworldadelaide.com.au.
Hey, it's Lauren here from Adelaide, and if you're like me and you love a good bargain from your local chemist, check out Star Discount Chemist. They're all about great value and helping your family stay healthy. Go in store or online for click and collect and delivery. Star Discount Chemist, how can we help?
Did you know that important medical research is happening right here in Adelaide? CMAX Clinical Research is conducting a clinical trial to investigate an innovative potential treatment to help those living with major depressive disorder. If you're aged between 21 and 50 and generally healthy, you might be eligible to take part. Participants will spend one night at CMAX on 4 occasions, attend multiple follow-up visits and get paid for their time. Interested? Find out more at cmax.com.au.
There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
5 minutes to 7, no Christmas rate cut from the RBA yesterday. And in fact, on the contrary, the Reserve Bank Governor, Michelle Bullock, made the point fairly strongly that whilst they didn't actively talk about a rate hike or cut, they did start to discuss what the parameters around a rate hike for 2026 would be. And I guess that's where I want to start this conversation with Dr. Susan Stone, the Credit Union SA Economics Chair. Dr. Stone, good morning to you. I thought the language was really intriguing. The circumstances around which they might have to hike next year, what would they be? Would it be a sustained level of inflation outside the target band, or would it be a jump from where we are right now, do you imagine?
Good morning. I think she did talk a lot about sustained rates. She talked about the fact that the rate came down a bit, but it didn't stay there, and they needed to stay in the band, and them taking the decision kind of 1 month at a time. So I think they're going to be looking for some kind of trend over time. So if we see rates, inflation rates go up again, and then we see them go up again, they're going to be worried that that's a new trend, and they'll want to cut that off at the knees.
Did you see that report the other day? I'm not sure who said it, Dr. Stone. Someone was predicting that we might not have any rate reductions in the coming 5 years, that where we are now cost of living wise is where we might stay, both with inflation and rates being around the mark that they are, or possibly higher.
Well, I would personally, I would hate to try to forecast out 5 years, but certainly in the next year, the idea of, in 2026, the idea of a rate cut has now really been put on, almost, I won't say it's taken off the table, but it's certainly not a high possibility. Things would really need to turn around because we have some underlying conditions. They talked about, the RBA talked about capacity utilization in the business sector, meaning that the businesses are pretty much using everything they have pretty much as they can. So if they want to expand or they want to increase their sales, they're going to have to put on either new staff or new equipment or something, and that means they're going to have to start spending, and that'll put increased pressure on demand for inputs, And we already see those prices increasing, input demands for businesses. So that, of course, would translate into higher prices for consumers, which is inflation.
COVID certainly distorted our view of what's normal. How close do you think we are to the neutral cash rate, the point at which inflation is steady and unemployment is steady and, for want of a better term, things are normal?
I mean, if you had asked me that question a couple months ago, I would have said not far off. So I think we're kind of at a tipping point here, and for the next couple of months. It really depends on how things go, because I don't think we're that far away. But if we start to trend further away, then that's the problem. But if we kind of stop, because the idea is like a bunch of things, services inflation has remained a bit of a worry. That has been a worry. Services inflation is always tough to come down. It's always the last thing to come down. If that's starting to turn around, that would be a good thing. We know that the whole energy rebate situation really threw the numbers off, and there's a lot of debate about what the inflation rate would have been without those rebates, and is this just a blip because those rebates have more or less come off? There's, it's the lead up to the final quarter and the Christmas season, so there's a lot going on that may really actually be temporary or like a one-off. And if that has shown to be the case as we move forward, then I think we're pretty close to that neutral rate, and we may see things just kind of, as you say, quote unquote, normal.
Good stuff, as always, Dr. Stone. We always love catching up with you. And if we don't speak to you again, and we probably won't, because this is our last week for the year, thank you for all of your many excellent contributions. You're a great explainer of things like this. You've probably worked out now, Will's the brains of the gang when it comes to economics. I sort of sit here asking plebeian questions. So for a dullard like me, it's great having you on, and we wish you a very Merry Christmas.
Well, thank you very much for having me. It's been a pleasure on my end, and have a great holiday season yourself.
Good on you. Thanks,
Merry
Dr.
Christmas,
Stone.
Dr. Stone. We're going to take a break. 5AA News is on the way. On the other side of it, a housing trust horror story you need to hear to believe.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube.
Local news and information first. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Partly cloudy and 29 today. With the 7 o'clock news, I'm Jess Adamson.
Chipped windscreen? RAA approved repairer Complete Windscreens repairs it from just $99. Find the big red koala.
The eyes of the world are on Australia as a nationwide social media age limit kicks in. Premier Peter Malinauskas says it all began here.
It was South Australia that led the effort to get a change nationally that is now going global, to put a social media age limit in place, which is all about protecting our kids from online harm, but more importantly, teaching them the way to be able to communicate with one another in a healthy social context.
The federal opposition hopes there's plenty of support for children who feel isolated by the social media ban. Shadow Communications Minister Melissa McIntosh says there'll be a lot of stressed children and parents today.
So I hope that the government has also put some investment into mental health support for young people who might be struggling over this period that is going to be so essential for them.
Police are hunting for a teenage boy who robbed and assaulted a female driver after running in front of her car at Paralawa yesterday. Patrols and paramedics were called to Martins Road just before 5 p.m. It's alleged the teenager produced a knife after stopping the woman's vehicle and demanded money. He stole cash before slashing her arm and running towards a nearby golf course. The woman was taken to hospital. The boy, of Caucasian appearance, had short, dirty blonde hair with a dark T-shirt and black shorts. The latest forecast suggests it will cost $3 billion more to fully transition the nation's electricity grid to renewables by 2050. The Australian Energy Market Operator has revised the total bill to $128 billion. Eyebrow hair has been used to solve a long-running medical mystery. More from Gabrielle Hodson.
A study led by Melbourne's Peter MacCallum Cancer Centre has used genome sequencing and other techniques to give a precise diagnosis to patients lumped in an umbrella category called inherited bone marrow failure. In some cases, patients had lived for years with the wrong diagnosis. News Corp says they've used eyebrow hair to improve diagnosis and detect rare conditions including hereditary thrombocytopenia, congenital neutropenia and diamond black fan anemia. Scientists favoured eyebrow hair because it had the biggest bulb, with 10 hairs taken from each of the patient's brows. Researchers now hope the test can be funded under the Medicare benefits schedule and offered as a routine diagnostic tool.
Climate change is progressing too quickly for coral reefs to adjust, according to a new University of Sydney study. It reveals that last year's El Nino brought record sea temperatures to the Great Barrier Reef, causing high levels of bleaching and black band disease. Researchers say the collapse of ecosystems will have global impacts. And we're being warned to be vigilant when getting involved in summer sport. A new report has found 1 in 5 Australians who participate in sport over the warmer months sustain injuries. Sports Medicine Australia Chief Executive Jamie Crane says there are a number of popular sports where these injuries come from.
Soccer and I mean, even rugby and AFL still do get some injuries through the summer, but also cycling is another one. But there is really quite a big spread, and of course it varies depending on whether you're male and female, and that's usually to do with the rates of participation in those sports.
Now turning to 5AA Sport, here's Tom Wren.
Be the first to test drive the all-new Mitsubishi ASX at Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes.
Here we go now. Let's start with cricket. Usman Khawaja could be in for a shock return for Australia in the third Ashes test. The 38-year-old's reportedly a chance to return to the middle order, replacing Josh Inglis in Adelaide. Well, there's only 78 days until footy's back. Both the Crows and Port Adelaide will head west for the pre-season community series. Adelaide will face Freo in Mandurah on February 28. The Power will meet West Coast the following day at Eagles HQ on March the 1st. Well, 99 of the world's top 100 men will compete at January's Tennis Australian Open. The women's draw equally as stacked, with 98 of the top 100 named to play. Australia's world number 94, Kim Birrell, telling Wide World of Sports she's wanting to advance past the first round next year.
That's my biggest goal for next year, to have direct entry into the main draw, but then to also win some rounds, that would be huge.
Yeah, let's hope she can do it. Let's go to soccer. European Champions League action is on again for the morning. Liverpool has just this second gone 1-0 up against Inter Milan. Chelsea also 1-0 up against Atalanta, while Tottenham is also a goal to the good against Slavia Prague. Earlier, German giants Bayern Munich came from a goal down with a brutal second-half burst to beat Sporting CP 3-1.
Gnabry back across, it's 3. Jonathan Tah, 3 goals in 11 minutes. And we're watching a very different Champions League occasion now.
Audio there thanks to Stan Sport. Briefly elsewhere, Masterlock Comanche is the favourite to win this year's Sydney to Hobart, which starts on Boxing Day. That's after taking out the Big Boat Challenge on Sydney Harbour. And the Harlem Globetrotters have announced their 100-year tour will come to Australia in June next year. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Thanks, Tom. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Lynn Andrews Real Estate, experts in commercial and residential property management. lynnandrews.com.au.
Morning there. Roads are looking after themselves this morning. Super light traffic. Amarax are breakdown free. Really nice running this morning. Do have some road plates in use at Athelston from a previous burst. Watermain, Gorge Road near King George Avenue, but no dramas there. Look out for those works at Albert Park, West Lakes Boulevard near Clark Terrace, and it is starting to slow up at the moment at Flinders Park. Intersection works at Grange Road and Holbrooks Road. Camera this morning to War Memorial Drive in North Adelaide. JB Hi-Fi's Wicked Wednesday. One day sale is on today with crazy deals. One day only and only at JB. Stores open till 9 p.m. tonight. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast, 29 today, sunny and 32 tomorrow, 34 for Friday, a perfect 27 for Saturday, 24 for Sunday. Right now it's 19 degrees on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Streaming live via the 5AA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is 5AA, always Adelaide.
There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
8 after 7, good morning to you if you're joining us for the first time on this Wednesday, the 10th of September. Just over 2 weeks till Christmas. Just over 10 minutes till we get to the rumour file this morning. If you want a triple pack of Thorn Clark wines, drink them yourself or re-gift them. If you haven't got someone the perfect gift for Christmas, by the way, give us a rumour, 8223 Paddy Nam, ready and waiting to take your call. You remain totally anonymous. Your identity is safe. And we love to get those rumours because we've had some cracking ones over the last few weeks. Sean Fuster coming up after 7:30. We'll go around the courts with Sean. And in a moment, we're going to talk about the City Council's made with regard to Hutt Street.
A good decision.
A good decision. And I thought
by all accounts.
Your point earlier was the right one, that perhaps a good decision with the Jetty Road upgrade living large in everyone's minds at the moment as a sort of cautionary tale.
Indeed it is. Well, not for the first time. A public housing tenant, a housing trust tenant in South Australia, has gone public with concerns about the conditions that they are living under. This young woman has done it in a really incredible way. Yesterday afternoon, I'm pretty sure Will's watched it as well. We sat down and watched this really powerful video that this young woman has done on behalf of her family on Instagram.
From the get-go, it has been absolute hell. We moved in and the house was not clean. There was blood on the wall from the workers. There was dirt and spiders and just all-round uncleanliness of the house. The toilet had black sludge in it. We have had issues with our toilet, with our plumbing. We have endless amounts of mould in our house.
Coda, we have Coda Morris on the line now. Coda is the voice of the young person that you just heard there. Coda, thank you so much for coming on. I thought your video was amazing, and I really liked the sincerity with which you did it, and the fact that at your start you said, look, just so you know, I'm not someone who is in the habit of jumping on social media to complain about everything. Rather, you've done this in a really honest and upfront way as a sort of cry for help, really. Is that a fair way to describe it, do you think?
Yeah, my family had reached a point where, like, we were over trying to go through housing trust and trying to get help the right way. And I'm a social media guru. I love all things social media, but I never like posting my face or my voice. And I thought the only way I could reach the people I want to reach is through social media, as I've seen it done 1,000 times.
Coda, can you tell us about the plumbing issues you've had, Coda? Because that was, I've got to say, I saw you on the news last night talking about the sewage that you have to walk through in your house. I mean, it sounds awful.
Yeah, so we have got broken pipes to our plumbing. And so our toilet, our shower, our trough in the laundry, like any drain connected to these pipes gets all backed up and blocked up. But especially our toilet, we have tree roots that have broken our pipes. Our pipes don't align, and so every month or two, even earlier, our toilet would just overflow with raw sewage through our house and our back door, backyard.
How does it work, Coda, when you contact the Housing Trust and say, look, this issue's arisen or we're having this problem again? Are they quick to get out to look at it?
So the process it's fairly simple. We just call them up and they're like, yeah, we're calling again about the plumbing. Usually if we get the same person, they just instantly just put us through, sort of thing. But they come out in about 4 to 5 hours to anywhere between. Sometimes they're earlier, sometimes we can get them out in an hour, but it depends on how late out of the day it is. We had a plumber the other day come out at 9:30 p.m.
Yeah, right. But it just sounds like the problem is it's not getting fixed properly, though.
Yeah, so we have had cameras down the pipes. We have had different. I don't even know how to describe the plumber's equipment, but we've had their equipment down the drain, having a look at everything, and they're like, "Yeah, we need you will need new pipes, otherwise you're not going to have a continuous flowing drain." And they've taken it to Housing Trust, and it just keeps being put off. or the report's not being made, or depends. Like, we've had a couple of nice plumbers who have actually red flagged our house and have put in multiple reports on the pipes, but it just doesn't get looked at.
Coda, we received a statement from the Housing Minister, Nick Champion, who said he's spoken with the Housing Trust to confirm trades will attend the property tomorrow to replace the ceiling, cornices, plasterboard, shower rail in the bathroom and a bathroom internal paint as well. He makes the point that the Housing Trust is going to assess the sewer further to see if replacement pipes are necessary. Does that gel with what you've been told, one? And two, does that represent a sense of urgency that didn't exist before this story hit the media?
Yeah, so our bathroom is getting fixed. I'm very grateful of the fact that they've finally decided to help us, but I just hate that it had to get to this extent of taking the social media and going to the news and, like, being on a radio show to be able to get heard. I just wish they focused on the drain pipes first. As I explained to my mum, like, I would rather have a working toilet than have a shower and not have a working toilet.
Yeah. Well, Coda, it's a good thing you've done. As you said, you know, if you don't make some noise, sometimes things don't change. And the sad thing is, for the people who find themselves in a similar situation who aren't either adept at technology or don't have the front to go to the media about it. So good on you for kicking up a stink about something that sounds like it has been a genuine stink. Coda Morris, Housing Trust tenant in Kilburn.
Interesting sort of counterbalance to a day in which we're talking about social media being banned for all the right reasons. It's a good use of social media story, isn't it? Because someone like Coda was able to get the story out, get their horrible situation. And, you know, you hear horrible stories, but sometimes seeing is believing, and putting up pictures and so forth was pretty compelling. Should we talk about development done right?
Yes.
Because
let's do it.
I did one of these dot points the City Council put out with regard to the Hutt Street upgrade that has now been the revised concept's got the green light, the revitalisation project. I think anyone in Glenelg hears that and sort of shudders a little bit, but they wouldn't, because the City of Adelaide has committed to, and I just like this first dot point, which most people would have imagined is common sense, except for Glenelg, carrying out works incrementally in stages to minimise disruption.
Yes, that's right.
What a concept. They've spoken a lot with the people who, that work along along Hutt Street Centre, and so have we. Alan Logue from Hutt Street Photos has been a regular contact point for us, and he joins us again on 5AA Breakfast. Alan, it sounds like the version of this that you wanted is the one that's gotten up.
Yeah, thanks, guys. You forgot to add to the thing that they're doing for Hutt Street and they're going to do the work at night. But anyway, put that to one side.
Yeah, good point.
No, it was a good night. It was a little bit of anticlimax. There was so much argy-bargy going on in council. We weren't quite sure whether they were voting on the actual motion or an amendment or whatever. But it turned out that the vote that they did vote on was the actual one to change it or to take it on board. So yeah, I'm not going to call it a win. Yes, it was, I guess, a win in inverted commas, but a win means there are losers, and I'd like to hope there aren't losers, because we still have good access for bikes. It's still safe. We've still got safe bike lanes, and it for a little while it started to almost get into an anti-bike, anti-car thing last night, but that got settled down. But no, in the end, yes, the residents and the traders, and that's been the unique part about it, that the residents have supported the traders so much. Our revised option B got up and got passed. So I guess now we've got 12 months of thinking about what they're going to be doing and when, and they've got to do a lot more work yet. So I don't know that much will happen for at least 12 to 18 months. But no, it was a good night.
It'll still keep it sort of al fresco vibe, though, Alan. You know, we spoke to you a couple of weeks ago talking about that nice sort of boulevard feel that Hutt Street has. That's not going to be compromised under this plan, you don't think?
No, I don't think so. And I think some of the restaurants are actually going to win that are on the corners, because they're actually going to get some more, I believe, get some extra space on the corners so they can sort of move out a bit more. Some restaurants who aren't on a corner, okay, they don't get the extended footpath. Maybe they've got to look at better ways of how they manage what they do. just like we are always doing with our business. But yeah, the Lord Mayor said last week, it's not an alfresco dining area per se. There are other businesses there. And that was, I think, where the council sort of headed off, maybe in the wrong direction, and then finally twigged after enough people told them that, oh, hang on, there's more than just restaurants in Hutt Street.
Yeah. No, well, it sounds like they have listened. Good to talk to you again, Alan. And remember, if you want your passport photos taken properly, or you want to do a nice memory book of your kids or your many years of marriage, Hutt Street Photos is an excellent business. Thank you, mate.
Get calling now if you've got a rumour for us. 8223 0055 is the number, because if you've got a rumour for us, we might have a triple pack of Thorn Clark wines for you. The Shotfire range, the GSM, the Cortage, the Heritage Edition Shiraz, they're all up for grabs. You get all three if you've got a good rumour for us. 8223 0055 is the number. Get calling now. The other thing we're giving away are family passes to the Motorsport Festival at the end of February next year, from the 28th to the 1st of March. We've been asking you about things Australia or Australians have done first, given the social media ban for under 16s. A world first has kicked in as of this morning. Margaret in Parafield Gardens, good morning to you.
Good morning, lads. Yes, this is quite a spectacular one, I feel. In 1966, a young man by the name of Jack Brabham designed, built, raced and won Formula One.
Yeah, great pick.
I like that. Bit of, well, you know what, Margaret? Quite appropriate for the price that we're giving away as well, as we send someone off to a bit of motorsport history with the festival, and featuring this year, as we found out the other day, Mika Hakkinen and David Coulthard, two F1 legends in their own right. Heather in Two Wells, good morning.
Good morning, fellas. It's South Australian, actually. The brothers were called the Wright brothers, and it's up at Jamestown. Your wife may be interested being a school teacher. They invented the fax machine. They invented the iron lung. And a couple of other things, but I can't remember. I've been to the museum. It's very, very interesting.
Yeah, right.
Well, that sounds absolutely fascinating. Good on you, Heather. Thank you.
I didn't know you were married to a school teacher, Will, or am I?
Neither does my wife. But that's okay. We've got school teachers. I've got my sister-in-law and my sister are school teachers.
Prominent broadcaster outed in bigamy scandal.
It's not legal either, dude. That's okay. We've got lots of teachers in the family.
You've living in Utah all of a sudden, are we?
Prospective teachers in your family?
Yes. Not married to them, though.
No, you're not.
No.
All right, let's check traffic. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
At Croydon, a smash to look out from the north-south motorway near Hawker Street, delays outbound. Athelston Road plates in use due to a previous burst. Water main, Gorge Road near King George Avenue. A little bit busy at the moment, South Road at Anzac Highway. And look out for a camera this morning, Beckman Street at Plimpton. Cupra Fermentor VZE plug-in hybrid from $47,990 drive away with a 14K Cupra subsidy. Available on MY23, MY24 models. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
5AA Mornings with Graham Goodings.
Another day, another revelation about Annika Wells spending your money. The Minister is facing mounting criticism over her use of taxpayer-funded travel entitlements, with fresh revelations exposing lavish spending on personal and family trips. Other spending's also drawn scrutiny.
Graham Goodings.
It all doesn't sit that well, does it? What has happened to parliamentary responsibility, ministerial responsibility?
Weekday mornings from 9 on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Hi, I'm Lynn Andrews. The Lynn Andrews team have seen a lot of change in real estate over the past 50 years, but one thing remains unchanged: our passion to help people invest in their future. To build strong property portfolios in either the residential or the commercial sectors. Our commitment to property investment over the years means we have a wealth of knowledge to share. We're here to help you. Visit lynnandrews.com.
Oh, geez, it's hot in here. Can someone pass the Morford air? Oh, that's better.
When the temperature is too hot or cold to bear, reach for the Morford Air, Adelaide's own homegrown family air conditioning company. Morford Air has kept South Australians perfectly comfortable for over 50 years. So when it's too hot or cold to bear, you can always reach for the Morford Air. Look for the bright blue building at 602 Marion Road or visit morfordair.com.au.
Morford.
In this cost of living mess, you know what really gets people fired up? Paying a tradie a call-out fee before they've even lifted a finger. You're already under financial pressure, and before anyone even looks at the problem, bang, $150 just to show up. That's why we like Precise.
Precise don't charge call-out fees, none, zero. They respect people's budgets. They come out, assess the job, give you the price up front, and only then do you decide if you want to go ahead. So there's no surprises, no bill shock, no mystery hours added later. That's why Adelaide trusts Precise for plumbing, electrical, hot water and AC.
So if something needs fixing but you've been holding off because you're worried about what it might cost, well, don't stress. Book a free call-out with Precise and at least know where you stand. Respectful service, upfront pricing and no call-out fees. That's Precise. Call Precise on 1300 700 200 or visit preciseservices.com.au.
Hey Strikers fans, Jason Sanger here. I'm fired up for another massive summer of KFC Big Bash at Adelaide Oval. And nothing beats our iconic New Year's Eve match presented by Health Partners. Join us for Adelaide's biggest New Year's Eve party as we take on the Brisbane Heat with Birds of Tokyo live and a huge sound and light show post-match. It's the ultimate family night out. New Year's Eve sold out last year, so lock in your seats now at adelaidestrikers.com.au. Adelaide Strikers, our city, our team.
I've found Homemade takes the stress out of managing home care services.
Hi, how may I help?
And with their lower rates, they make quality aged care affordable, which is why they're Australia's best value home care. Search Homemade support today.
The most frustrating thing about having your car repaired after a collision can be the wait. Sometimes months. At FIVEAA Panel Services, the wait is one thing you won't have to worry about. We've expanded our workshop and our highly skilled team. It means we're better equipped to deliver an outstanding outcome for you and your car. RAA and MTA approved, FIVEAA Panel Services work with most insurance companies. So ask for FIVEAA Panel Services and get back on the road sooner.
Rosanna Mangiarelli here from 7 News. Join me and Will Goodings for Adelaide's leading news hour, 7 News, tonight at 6 o'clock.
There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
25 after 7, Sean Fuster's in the building. We'll go around the courts with Sean very shortly. Lots of industries are getting caught out using AI at the moment. And the legal world is not unique in that sense. Sean's got some very interesting stories to tell us from inside the court. So we'll do that very shortly. First, we've got some rumours to get to. 8223 0055 is the number. And, of course, you are playing for some Thorn Clark wines, not just any wines, Thorn Clark Shopfire range. These are magnificent. Great South Australian winery there in the Barossa. Family-owned, boutique, Barossa grown, the best of the best. ThornClarkWines.com.au. 8223 0055. You can remain totally anonymous. If you've got a rumour, now is the time to call, like the Riverbank Stand has. Riverbank Stand, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
What's yours, mate?
Mine is that in light of England's less than dominating performance in the Test matches so far, their hierarchy have contacted a legend South Australian cricketer who might have been an Australian cricket coach at one time as well for a consultancy work pre-Adelaide Test.
Oh, being paid as a consultant to work for the Bombs.
Just to get the feel of the deck. Some tactics, maybe, just because he made a lot of runs on the...
Well, there's one South Australian legend that's immediately coming to mind. Thank you, Riverbank Stand. What do we think of that kind of mercenary work?
Well, wouldn't be the first time it's happened. We've had quite a lot of Aussies have coached overseas.
That's right.
Doesn't make them Judas, does it?
No, I don't think so. We export our expertise to the world.
Yeah,
cricket is what we do.
We do.
That's fine.
I've heard a wild rumour that apparently the police were called to the Hutt Street meeting that the Adelaide City Council had last night, and they had to throw a man out because he was quite agitated and he kept shouting about the proposed Hutt Street plans, saying he didn't like them because he wanted to be able to ride his horse through the streets of Adelaide.
Seriously?
Yeah. Apparently they chucked him out.
He wanted to ride his horse?
He wanted to ride his horse. like Paul Revere.
What century did he think he was in?
Who was the guy? Was it De Groot?
Paul Revere. What, the English are here?
No, the guy when they opened the Harbour Bridge, someone rode through the ceremony on a horse, and he had a sword in his hand and he cut the ribbon. Wasn't his name De Groot?
It could well have been.
No. But no, apparently there's a passionate equestrian.
I feel like, to mind the pun, the horse is bolted on that one.
There's a
great
crazy horse headline somewhere in that one, isn't there?
What a great rumour.
Maybe he's a Western Australian councillor. Who knows?
Nige.
But, I love
Nige is in Bali.
What about Nige? Nige is the model, isn't he? He realised
Nige is the model.
He bought the beer and he went, you know what, I tried to claim it. In hindsight, I shouldn't have claimed it. And then he said, you know what, I'm just not the right fit for council, so I quit.
Yep. He came to the Crazy Horse. He charged a $14 beer to the taxpayer. Went, that doesn't meet the community standard. I'm out.
Whereas Annika Wells, she's done her due diligence. She's decided she hasn't done anything wrong.
Yeah, that's right. She's not the only. Have you seen some of the figures for the Cabinet family travel expenses? Mind you, I looked at the other end of this, and we don't say this often on the program, David. Plaudits to your man, Chris Bowen.
What?
Has not spent a cent on the family travel expenses. $0.
Maybe his family don't like him either. Sorry, that's a terrible thing to say.
Katie Gallagher, $0. Tony Burke's only spent $1,500.
Well, that's once bitten, twice shy, because he got done.
Yeah, he repaid. He paid it back. He paid it back out of his own pocket, so he's probably extra cautious about it. Penny Wong and Mark Butler do pretty well by this measure, $14,000 each. Oh, Don Farrell, less well.
The one I like, and this is where yesterday we said this is mutually assured distraction. So some showy Green senator, that was Wish Wilson, whatever his name is, he got on Twitter and wrote this, oh, well, you know, what do you expect? This is just, you know, both sides of politics are just the worst of the worst when it comes to this. And then it emerges only minutes later that Sarah Hanson-Young had taken one of her relatives to Blues Fest in Byron Bay. I mean, the defence she would make is she was the shadow arts minister and she was there to announce that the Greens had some policy about rock festivals or something. But, you know, I don't know whether that is of itself an argument for, well, I better bring my niece along too, or whoever it was, and the taxpayers can pay for it.
Yeah, you're right, Mitchie. Mutually assured destruction's a good way of talking about it. I think the Riverbank stand gets the Thorn Clark wines this morning.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Riverbank stand.
Well done, Riverbank.
I wonder if that one will be borne out. It felt pretty realistic, and frankly, the English cricket team need all the help they can get at the moment. Triple pack of Thorn Clark wines, the Shotfire range, Thorn Clark wines, boutique, family-owned and Barossa grown. thornclarkwines.com.au.
This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Partly cloudy and 29 today with the 7:30 news. I'm Jess Adamson.
Make RAA approved windscreen repairer, Complete Windscreens, your insurer repairer of choice. Visit completewindscreens.com.au.
Australia's historic social media age limit has kicked in and the European Union says it's watching closely so it can roll out something similar. European Parliament MP Christel Chardel-Mozart says they want to see if and how children get around the ban.
I will watch into how they designate social media, which social media will be relevant for this, how will the control of the age limit take place. We are not very big fan of facial recognition, for instance, but can we find other ways so we protect their privacy at the same time?
Premier Peter Malinauskas says there's no doubt some children will find a way around it, but it gives parents a fresh opportunity to say no to harmful content.
No different to a kid sneaking in a beer before they turn the age of 18. There'll be kids who try and find a way around this too. But the real power in this reform lies in the relationship between parents and children. The social media age limit gives parents the tool to be able to talk to their kids around what appropriate social media usage looks like.
The City Council's endorsed a revised concept for the Hutt Street upgrade project, promising there'll only be a minimal reduction in car parking. Construction's set to begin in early 2027, with work carried out in stages to minimise disruption. Lord Mayor Jane Lomax-Smith says the project will deliver a safer and greener street to support economic development. Kmart has recalled 3 popular toy sets over concerns they're contaminated with asbestos. Bluey, Paw Patrol and Frozen 2 themed sensory activity sets each include a tub of sand which are feared to contain the toxic material. The sand products are the latest to be pulled from the shelves after a number of recalls. A study has found genetic changes can sharply increase the risk associated with age-related macular degeneration. AMD is a leading cause of blindness in people aged over 50. Centre for Eye Research spokesperson Professor Robin Geimer says the findings offer a promising new target for treatments.
It's likely not just one disease that we all lump together in that title, but what we found was there are different genetic risks for different parts of the disease, and what that will mean is there's likely going to be different treatments required.
At least 22 people, including a pregnant woman, have been killed in an office fire in Indonesia's capital, Jakarta. Police believe a battery explosion on the first floor caused the blaze. Flames quickly engulfed the 7-storey building, sending large, thick plumes of smoke into the sky. The US president has slammed European leaders, calling them weak over a lack of action to end the war in Ukraine. Europe correspondent Hannah Sinclair.
The European Council boss says allies must act as allies and not interfere in the politics of other countries. Donald Trump's interview with Politico scathing the US president, accusing European leaders of being weak and talking too much, but not delivering when it comes to ending the war in Ukraine. Trump also says Volodymyr Zelensky needs to start accepting things and believes Russia has the upper hand in peace talks. Trump renewing calls for Ukraine to hold elections. Zelensky says he's ready to go to the polls any time as he visited Italy's Prime Minister in Rome. He also says soon his side will be ready to present a refined version of the peace proposal to the US.
Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Be the first to test drive the all-new Mitsubishi ASX at Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes.
Here's Tom Wren.
Thank you, Jess. Usman Khawaja is expected to be named in the Australian squad of 15 for the 3rd Ashes Test in Adelaide. He's being considered for a return to the top of the order to allow Travis Head to face an older ball back at number 5 on his home deck here at Adelaide Oval. Well, meantime, the future of Test cricket in Brisbane remains uncertain. The Olympic City is getting a new stadium at Victoria Park for 2032, but where matches will be played in the meantime remains a mystery. Cricket Australia CEO Todd Greenberg says Brisbane needs to transition away from the Gabba.
The Gabba's been around for a long time. There's a lot of people who love it, but having experienced it for a few days, you can see it is getting very tired. It's very old. It's hard to get in. It's hard to get out. And, you know, all credit to the Queensland government for the vision they've got and the ability to invest in their infrastructure.
Let's go to soccer in the Champions League. Liverpool scored first against Inter Milan after 30 minutes before VAR intervened, as heard on Stan Sport.
Handball given, no goal. It stays 0-0 at the San Siro. Well, I would think Liverpool, well, you can see, they are livid.
At half-time, the score remains locked at 0-0. Elsewhere, Tottenham is 1-0 up against Slavia Prague, while Chelsea also leads Atalanta 1-0. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Thanks, Tom. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Lynn Andrews Real Estate, experts in commercial and residential property management. lynnandrews.com.au.
At Croydon, a smash to look out from the north-south motorway near Hawker Street, delays outbound. Athelston Road plates in use due to a previous burst water main. Gorge Road near King George Avenue. A little bit busy at the moment, South Road at Anzac Highway. And look out for a camera this morning, Beckman Street at Plympton. Cupra for Mentor VZE plug-in hybrid from $47,990 drive away with a $14,000 Cupra subsidy. Available on MY23, MY24 models. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast, partly cloudy and 29 today, sunny and 32 tomorrow, 34 for Friday, 27 for Saturday and 24 for Sunday. Right now it's 19 degrees on 5AA, always Adelaide.
When it comes to reducing pain and rebuilding strength, Kaiser leaves nothing to chance. Our university-qualified health professionals don't just treat problem areas. They design personalised training programs using Swiss-engineered machines unique to Kaiser. These machines safely isolate the affected area, test your strength, and help rebuild your muscles for a stronger, more active and healthier life. Kaiser, building strength with precision in Norwood and coming soon to Glenelg.
When you're gone,
Who gets the things that tell your story? Like the classic car you've kept immaculate, the beach shack filled with family memories, or the record collection from your youth. If you don't plan now, it could get messy. Donlan Lawyers specialise in wills and estate planning. From the simplest to the most complex, Donlan Lawyers will give effect to your wishes. For wills and estate planning, visit donlanlawyers.com. Hindmarsh Square, Adelaide, and Ocean Street, Victor Harbour.
Hi, Brady Bit here for Mawson Lakes Mazda. There's still time to make 2025 the year you stopped dreaming and started driving that shiny new Mazda. The end-of-year plate clearance is on now with huge deals on all models. That's 12 months rego free, stamp duty free, plus accessory packs worth $500. No gimmicks, just great deals. Finish the year strong and in sports mode at Mawson Lakes Mazda. Salisbury Highway, just a short drive from the city.
Built to explore, the all-new MG U9 has arrived at Hamilton MG and it's ready for delivery. This is MG's first ever dual-cab ute and it's turning heads.
Starting from $52,990 drive away, it comes backed by a 7-year unlimited kilometre warranty for peace of mind. It features a 3.5-tonne towing capacity, independent multi-link suspension for a smoother ride and a 3-lock four-wheel drive system for maximum traction.
Step up to the top spec Explore Pro with a panoramic sunroof and an electric tailgate step for easier loading, and you've got a ute that's as stylish as it is functional. Test drive the MG U9 at Hamilton MG, 2 locations, Brighton and Ranella. Terms and conditions apply. LBD 3600.
Summer's here. Time to get your new Woolco pool blanket. Made from quality materials, a Woolco pool blanket will keep your pool clean, warm and reduce evaporation. Uncover the savings now. Visit woolco.com.au.
You know those days where you just need to blow off steam? Forget the treadmill. Forget the boring gym routine. Paddle is the fastest growing sport in the world, and it's finally in Adelaide. Think tennis meets squash, but way more social. Grab a mate, form a work team, and see what all the hype is about at PaddleFit. 4 world-class indoor paddle courts just off Port Road in Theberton. Book a court online now and try this new craze. PaddleFit in Theberton.
Tiles and grout? They're an open invitation for mould. You can scrub and seal it, but it'll be back. Installing Mr. Wet Wool is a smarter option, and you can lay it over existing tiles. Mr. Wet Wool beats the look and maintenance of tiles hands down. No grout, no mould, and completely waterproof. Mr. Wet Wool takes half the time to install. It means your costs are kept down. So why wouldn't you, Mr. Wet Wool? Take a look at mrwetwool.com.
There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
It's time to go around the courts with Sean Fuster on 5AA Breakfast.
9 to 8, Sean Fuster in the 5AA Breakfast studio with us as we go round the courts. Time flies when you're having fun, so goes the old saying. Sean was just telling us that he has wrapped up, as of this past weekend, the 5th season of Just Lawful. You've been doing it for 5 years now.
Daniel and I have been coming to you on the airwaves on Sunday nights and Monday mornings by podcast now for 5 years.
I can't believe it's been that long.
Yeah, it's incredible, really. Over 200 episodes. I think we're nearing episode 250 now.
Have you gotten to the point where you're going to be starting to do cases that were on whilst Just Lawful has been running?
Yes.
Yeah.
We are fast approaching the point where some of the cases we will tackle next season were actually happening after the lifetime of the show began.
That's a milestone.
Well, it's one of those milestones. It's like the other milestone I get right now where I look in the lists and I see names that I know have been paroled, or I see the children or even grandchildren of people I covered back in the day.
Oh, crikey.
Yeah. The sad one is where you see victims of previous offences coming back up in the case lists, now charged with offences. That's really heartbreaking.
That's very sad.
So it's a definite marker of time, apart from my rapidly receding hairline.
Well, one thing that is new to the courts and indeed the world around us is artificial intelligence.
Indeed,
and we've seen it have impacts in the media, and we are seeing.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We are singing
There's no morning radio news bulletin that's done anything like that.
You haven't used
recently.
the computer recently?
Not at all, no.
How many people
Hello,
from
Dylan,
the
how are you,
advertiser
mate?
are currently on the run from police?
17. And I'm 19 of them.
Well, actually, it's a good point. If people are reading news bulletins based on AI to determine, who's on the run and at large and subject of police investigation, if AI does a bad job and keeps associating the journalist with the crime, you would be...
I'm screwed.
You'd be the greatest offender in the history of criminality anywhere on planet Earth.
I am the Moriarty of Adelaide.
You would be. Good
I am
Lord.
responsible for all crime. I am the hard-typing crime boss of the city.
It does.
Don't cross me, Pemba, or I'll have your eyes stitched up.
It raises an interesting legal issue because defamation is a strict liability offence. It doesn't matter if you intend to defame someone or not. It was established in the case of Artemis Jones.
That's right.
Where there was a newspaper columnist who wrote about this fictitious man called Artemis Jones who had an affair, left his wife, he'd gone to Paris with his concubine, and then the next day Artemis Jones turned up at the newspaper and said, "You've defamed me.
Mm-hmm.
I would like some money." And they went, "Well, we didn't mean you." And he said, "Doesn't matter."
That's right.
That established the rule.
Which,
so
if you've ever
AI, approach with caution.
Exactly. Which is why, if you've ever looked at any of the Tiser's coverage of courts, you'll always see that the first mention of a defendant has their full name, their age, and their suburb of residence.
Yeah, middle name.
To differentiate them from anybody out there who might share the same name. And one of the complaints we get quite often is someone will say, "Oh, why do you mention where they work? Why do you mention where they went to school?" Well, if it's mentioned in court and it helps identify them in such a way that it differentiates them from every other, say, Bob Smith in the community, it's an important thing to mention for defamation.
Yeah.
So certainly the media's had issues with AI, but so too have some of the people that work in the courts.
In the past couple of months, we have seen 2 lawyers in Adelaide and 2 lawyers interstate who were working in Adelaide get caught out over AI. The first was in the South Australian Employment Tribunal, where President Stephen Dolphin issued a very rare public statement to say this won't be tolerated, this won't be put up with. I'm referring this practitioner to the Legal Practitioners Conduct Commission. And then the second was in the family court, where involved a South Australian lawyer and 2 interstate lawyers, one of whom is a top Victorian barrister. They've all been referred to the legal watchdogs in their respective states. And the problem is exactly the same. In both incidents, both sets of counsel put forward case arguments to the judge that were backed up by precedent. And we know from talking on Just Lawful and on this show that precedent is so important. It's what allows a judge to say, "Oh, this has been done before, I can follow the prevailing law." In both cases, AI created 3 fake precedents that supported the argument of the person that was making it. In both cases, the judges went, "This doesn't exist." Because judges, of course, know the precedents. They know the law they're dealing with.
Totally.
So they looked at it and went, well, there's no such thing as, for example, Smith versus Jones. This doesn't exist. Please explain. "Oh, we can't, Your Honour. We used AI. So the AI has just hallucinated these completely fake precedents because it's being told, find me things that support my argument. And it doesn't necessarily know what's legit and what's not. Or it reads something and discombobulates it. I had a play with AI at one point, and I actually asked it to write me a news story about Godzilla being sighted off the coast of Port Elliot. Now, the AI knew enough to know that Godzilla was fictitious, so it wrote the story along the lines of, a creature resembling the movie character Godzilla has been sighted off the coast of Port Elliot. But then it gave quotes from the Port Elliot mayor and a University of South Australia professor. So I interrogated the AI and I said, "Who are these people?" They said, "Oh, I just made them up." I said, "Well, why did you make them up? You're writing a news story." "Yeah, but Godzilla's fictitious, so this story must be fictitious, so I can just make it up."
Yeah. Interesting.
That AI robot might have a promising career ahead of it on Fleet Street. Methods like that. It's going to get headhunted by the News of the World or the Daily Mirror.
So as much as we laugh, this is a huge thing because in the Employment Tribunal case, it was a reasonably long-running case that had come to the nitty-gritty. In the family court case, this is one of the more expensive divorces custody settlements that's going through the family court right now. The courts have referred to it as being extremely vicious and eye-watering levels of costs involved. It's had dozens upon dozens of hearings. There's people and money and property involved, and there's 2 sides of a former family that are waiting for some kind of closure. And this has just had to be kicked down the road even further again for the simple reason of someone's pushed the wrong button and decided to let the AI do the work rather than them doing the work.
What will happen to those lawyers, though, Sean? They wouldn't get struck off.
They could get struck off. They
Really?
absolutely could. That's the maximum penalty available.
Wow.
That is the sort of thing that could happen. But these are going to be test cases, aren't they? Because we haven't had South Australian lawyers go through discipline for this yet.
I'd be stunned if they got struck off.
Oh, so would I.
The Law Society's pretty good at making sure that people get sort of protected from that.
Well, we saw that earlier this year, didn't we? In another matter where there was a lawyer who was running around without a practicing certificate.
Yeah,
and that was all sort of just gently sorted out. So we know that does happen.
Well, one of the things they would have to consider is the next thing I want to ask you, Sean, is how pervasive, at least anecdotally, I know there's no hard data as far as I know has been done on this, but is AI use in the court system now by lawyers and people? And the reason I ask is I think it's important to note, do these two cases represent two people who used it and got found out, or do they represent the two times it went wrong among millions of times it's being used every single day?
I'm not going to say millions, but I am going to say the latter. I reckon that these are the first two instances of it going wrong. One of the best practice tips that we're given constantly for those of us that work in workplaces that have AI is always have a human in the loop. Always check the work. And the argument that's being given to me via text messages and WhatsApp from lawyers who are really upset that I'm even covering this is, all they did wrong was they didn't check the work. There's nothing wrong with using AI provided you check the work.
Okay, I think that answers my question, the fact people are saying that to you.
That's right. And maybe there is an argument there, but at the same time, when you have the judges saying, we refuse to accept this, we do not want you using AI, why are we pushing against that? We are dealing with people's lives, with their property, with their well-being, with their peace of mind. Why are we hitting the do the work for me button? Why suddenly now? Just because the technology is there. I mean, to quote Ian Malcolm, just because we can doesn't mean we should.
Jurassic Park, exactly right.
He wasn't wrong.
He wasn't wrong.
Is that Jeff Goldblum's character?
It is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
This is the Jurassic Park moment of our legal fraternity.
Yeah, but I think it's bigger. I think this is a high-profile series of stuff-ups that tells a bigger story. Because I reckon there'll be a lot of people that either were in manual labour work or retired that probably listen to us that hear this AI stuff and still think we're talking about some theoretical future, completely unaware of how much it's used right here and right now in everyday work in all of our workplaces.
This is the way I explain AI to people who don't understand it. In every movie where you see someone sit down and say, computer, give me the probabilities for who committed this crime, and the computer spits out 95%. That's the level of AI we're working with at the moment. It is taking everything that's out there, it is reading it, it is regurgitating it, and it is spitting out a result. But it's not necessarily spitting out that result accurately. Garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah. Absolutely. Fascinating case, all series of cases.
And it'll be a big part of next year, I think.
This is our last spot for the year, mate. Can we just say a big thank you to you? We love having you in. This is easily one of the most popular segments.
Our OG regular, Sean Fuster, I think.
People
been here the whole time.
We get stopped in the street, people go, geez, I love Sean. You have a great Christmas, mate. You play an invaluable role on our program, and to you too for 5 years of just awful. It's a feather in your cap. Good on you, mate. Have a great Chrissy.
Thanks, both. Thanks, listeners. Appreciate it, and see you all in 2026.
All right, let's check traffic.
Morning. Roads looking really good for the run in today. She is super light traffic, which is nice for a change. Accident breakdown free too, which is great. Got some road plates in use Athelston. That's due to a previous burst. Water Main Gorge Road near King George Avenue. Not seeing any delays through there. Got a few delays South Road mile in, about normal this time of the day. And look out for those activities at Flinders Park, which are always slow. Grange Road and Holbrooks Road. Camera, Morialta Road, Woodford. Drake's, your Aussie family-owned supermarket's daily deal for today only. Australian economy beef rub, only $12.90 a kilo. Drake's, ingredients for Christmas. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Hi, I'm Bronte Manuel from Toop and Toop. This year, the Real Estate Institute's National Awards named us Marketing and Communications Agency of the Year. Locally, we're also recognised as Large Residential Agency of the Year and Residential Sales Team of the Year. These awards highlight our focus on quality, innovation and outcomes that genuinely make a difference. And to our clients, thank you for the trust that keeps us moving forward. We've proudly been South Australia's trusted advisors in real estate since 1985. Visit toop.com.au.
Here at 5AA, we're all about supporting local. Here's who you can support around Adelaide. Head to the Excelsior Hotel where kids eat free every weekend. The Excelsior Hotel, 110 Coghlan Street, Brompton. Feels like coming home, but better. The St John Christmas Home Lottery Grand Prize Draw closes midnight Sunday. Buy your tickets now at stjohnlottery.com.au. Santa's Wonderland. It's open now and open every day until December 24th at the Adelaide Showground. Tickets on sale at santaswonderland.com.au. 5AA, supporting local business.
What's worse than running out of gas during the Christmas barbecue or the gas burner cutting out right as you're cooking your favourite steak?
Come on.
At Max Built Trading Co, we've been keeping barbies sizzling and meat medium rare since 1946. From refilling gas bottles to those hard-to-track-down spares for your gas burner, Max Built has quality products and reliable solutions for all situations. Visit us at Research Road, Paraka, or head to our Facebook page for more.
Stop the clock. The biggest BYD offers are happening now at BYD. We're putting power back in your pocket with up to $4,500 cash back on your favourite BYD models. Drive home in the powerful Shark 6 Ute, the athletic Sea Lion 7 or the versatile Atto 3. That's up to $4,500 cash back on selected new BYD models for a limited time this December. Visit BYD Medindi, Fullerton, Salisbury, St Mary's or Ranella today. T's and C's apply. MVD 321623.
Now, there's not many sleeps till Christmas. Folks all over Adelaide are readying their homes for the big day and the traditional Christmas feast. So now is the time to get your Christmas orders in with Saint Meat. Find all your Christmas essentials, including Saint's award-winning double-smoked leg ham, fresh from the Saint's oven. It's available to order as we speak. There's whole free-range chicken. You've got turkey breast rolls, roast pork, pork crackling, beef, lamb, and so much more. And while on the subject of ham, how about this? Saint Meat have won multiple awards, including Best Ham in the Country. They make it all on site. It's just phenomenal. Shannon started Saint Meat when he was 19 years old. That was almost 30 years ago. Not wanting to age Shannon, but still working behind the scenes to this day. So call into Saint Meat and speak with the staff either at North Haven or Semaphore Road 7 days a week. You can also order online and, how good's this, have it delivered to your door 5 days a week. Simply visit saintmeat.com.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube. There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
5 minutes to 8 after 8 o'clock this morning. Can Debbie do it again? The Nordic Furniture Legends Lounge Quiz Day 8. We are really close to giving away $10,000 worth of Nordic furniture. Debbie victorious again yesterday. If you can knock her off her perch and occupy the Legends Lounge today, well, after today, you've only got to win it 2 more times, and that magnificent prize is yours. So stay listening for that. Also coming up this morning, the Police Commissioner, Grant Stevens, live in the studio. Lots to talk about. Assaults in bottle shops and retail staff, chief among our concerns that we'll be addressing with the Commissioner very, very shortly.
We are joined now by the Lord Mayor of the fair city of Adelaide, Dr. Jane Lomax-Smith. Lord Mayor, good morning. Obviously, we've got you on to talk about the Hutt Street development, but based on what we're hearing from people who are there, from people in the community, from business owners, it sounds like the council deserves some plaudits here because it appears that you've got the balance right in the eyes of the people you serve.
Well, I think that it's always a balance. Nobody's entirely happy, but nobody's really angry. So we seem to steer down the middle.
One thing that does sound like it makes... Sorry.
I'm sorry. I always say that the Adelaide City Council, like the United States, when Winston Churchill said, they always get it right in the end, but only after they've tried everything else.
That's a great quote.
But we have to sort of explore things, and people have to understand the options. And sometimes people get really angry, but at the end of the day, you've got to find a compromise.
One thing that seems to be a learning, even though I hate that term learning, but I'll use it anyway, something that appears to have been learnt, rather, from the Glenelg experience is workers doing the job at night.
Well, I don't think we needed Glenelg to tell us that. We're the past masters at that. You can imagine with the number of major events we have, we're forever juggling activities, daytime, weekends, there's hardly a week in Adelaide where there's not some sort of major event or festival or, if always something happening. And we'll have to really be careful how we manage the infrastructure upgrades. So we always do things at night. We always break it into little bits and do one side, and we break it up into small precincts and phase it along. We have to make sure we avoid some of the major seasons. It's really easy to just schedule things according to the convenience of the contractors and the staff, but it really makes a difference when you recognise that Easter and Christmas fixed times. We always have the around the Tour Down Under. We always have major events like the Fringe and the Festival. So we have to try and schedule upgrades. There is always a challenge, even in the parklands. Look at the stress we had around the Rymel Park lake update date, because that had to be done avoiding the Fringe, avoiding the horse trials, avoiding the car race. It's always a challenge. We're good at that. There's one thing, I'd just say it's one thing we're really good at.
Yeah. Just finally, Lord Mayor, can you confirm that a fellow was asked to leave by SAPOC because he was upset that he wasn't going to be able to ride his horse through the city?
Well, to be honest, I've had a lot of public meetings and people have screamed at me for years. It's not my first rodeo, so I wasn't exactly distressed. But when you have a meeting, you can't conduct it if someone's screaming, and someone they were removed, and that was for the benefit of the meeting.
Yeah, fair enough.
We would have been till 3 a.m. if everyone had been screaming.
Well, ironically, I think he thought it was a rodeo. So, right. Lord Mayor, thank you for your time.
Okie dokie.
That's the Lord Mayor of Adelaide, Dr. Jane Lomax-Smith. It wasn't the only bit of business that they attended to last night. After 8 o'clock, the Barry Humphries statue out front of Her Majesty's Theatre has been given the green light. This is a fitting tribute to a legend of Australian entertainment who forever said Her Majesty's Theatre was his favourite theatre in the country.
We interviewed Barry Humphries a couple of times and he loved Her Majesty's Theatre. He loved Adelaide. He wrote a love poem to the city of Adelaide, even though he was a Melbourne boy. He said, when my heart strays, it strays to Adelaide. And given that the woke Melbourne Comedy Festival, which has now become an annual get-together for people who aren't funny at all, decided to cancel the man who created Sir Les Patterson and Edna Everage and Sandy Stone and appeared in The Adventures of Barry Mackenzie, absolute rolled gold comic genius. Melbourne can cancel him, we can celebrate him.
Yeah, and that's exactly what's going to happen. We'll talk about that after 8 o'clock.
Up-to-the-minute news for South Australia. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Partly cloudy and 29 today with the 8 o'clock news. Good morning, I'm Jess Adamson.
For the best price, quality and same-day service, trust Complete Windscreens. RAA approved, Main North Road, Prospect.
A woman's in hospital and police are hunting for a teenager after a frightening robbery in the northern suburbs. Police and paramedics were called to Martins Road at Paralawi at 5 yesterday evening. Senior Constable Matt Brown has told David and Will the teenager ran in front of the woman's car, forcing her to stop.
When she stopped the vehicle, he allegedly produced a knife and threatened the victim, demanding money from her. The victim handed over her purse and the male stole money from inside it and then assaulted the victim by cutting her arm.
The woman was taken to hospital. Anyone who witnessed the attack is asked to call Crime Stoppers. Police are appealing for information about a crash at Medindi early this morning. At 2:30, a car collided with a power pole, causing significant damage at the intersection of Main North Road and Nottage Terrace. The driver, a 26-year-old man from Adelaide, was taken to hospital for minor injuries. The intersection was closed while repairs took place. Teenagers say they're worried they'll be isolated from their friends as a national social media ban comes into effect. TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat and Facebook now face fines of up to $50 million if they fail to keep children under 16 off their platforms. 15-year-old Hannah says it'll now be more difficult to reach out to her peers.
My friends are all 16 and I'm the only one that's 15, so it's going to make it really hard in the school holidays for me to communicate with them.
Others like Sophie have already managed to make their way around the restrictions.
There's nothing like IDs. You just have to do a facial recognition, which nearly all of my friends pass.
Premier Peter Malinauskas says the historic ban, based on legislation drafted in South Australia, empowers parents to say no, but he says it may take some time to settle in.
There will be things that emerge over the course of coming days and weeks that point to, some failings in the system, but that is always true with what is a genuinely major reform that benefits a whole generation of children.
Astronomers have a new theory about what exactly was in the sky during the very first Christmas. Live Science reports that in one theory, the Star of Bethlehem was a very close conjunction of Venus and Jupiter in 2 BC. Another theory is that it was a conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn in 7 BC. Over 1 million Australians won't speak to their children about Christmas this year over fears they can't afford it. New Salvation Army data shows 1 in 5 Australians will forego medical help this festive season, with the same number sacrificing food to afford the holidays. Major Warren Elliott says more than 1.7 million Australians will reach out to a charity for help.
If people still haven't reached out and they need help this Christmas, then it's not too late to reach out and get some help. So don't feel bad or feel guilty about having to ask for help.
The US president has described Europe as a decaying group of nations led by weak people. Donald Trump accusing leaders of talking too much but making no progress in ending the war in Ukraine.
I think they're weak, but I also think that they want to be so politically correct. I think they don't know what to do. Most European nations, they're decaying. They're decaying.
Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Be the first to test drive the all-new Mitsubishi ASX at Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes.
Here's Tom.
Thank you, Jess. Josh Hazelwood will target an international return in February's 2020 World Cup. That's after he was ruled out of the rest of the Ashes series with a pair of injuries. The Quick has been recovering from a hamstring injury and now has a fresh Achilles issue to deal with. Meantime, a blow for England as well, with paceman Mark Wood ruled out for the rest of the series with a knee injury. Well, the Perth Scorchers have won their knockout WBBL clash against the Melbourne Stars, winning by 28 runs at the Wacker. And India has smashed South Africa by 101 runs in their T20 clash in India overnight. Let's get to footy. Adelaide's players are back on the training track later this morning, with forward Ben Key set to address the media. The club's new head of high performance, Ian McEwen, telling Rowie and Timmy G he's been delighted with what he's seen so far from all the players this pre-season.
The professionalism and the maturity of the young players has been very, very impressive. I think that's something, from player 1 to 45, 46 on the list. There's not one person there which is the weakest link in the environment or in the in the training.
Port Adelaide's players will also be hitting the training track at Alberton this morning. Let's get to soccer, and Tottenham's on the verge of a win in the European Champions League. Spurs going 2-0 up against Slavia Prague just after half-time.
Straight down the middle. Kudus makes it 2. And Tottenham closing in on 3 very welcome Champions League points.
Audio there thanks to Stan Sport. Elsewhere, Atalanta and Chelsea are locked at 1-1. It's 0-0 between Inter Milan and Liverpool, while Barcelona now leads Eintracht Frankfurt 2-1. And Red Bull Motorsport advisor Helmut Marko will leave the Formula One team after 20 years. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now checking 5AA traffic.
Lynn Andrews Real Estate, experts in commercial and residential property management. lynnandrews.com.au.
Morning. Roads are looking really good for the running today. We're accident breakdown free. Super light traffic, which is nice. Getting busy in the usual spots. South Road at Mile End. A little bit busy Brighton Road, Glenelg East. Got road plates in use at Athelston this morning. That's Renelia Burst, Watermain Gorge Road near King George Avenue. And a camera setting up right now. Hectorville Road at Hectorville. At Toyota, their vehicle testing goes beyond the lab to offer real-world safety. Real-world tested for real-world driving. That's Toyota Safe. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast, 29 today, sunny and 32 tomorrow, 34 for Friday, a perfect 27 for Saturday and 24 for Sunday. Right now it's 20 degrees on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Hi, Daniel Talley here, General Manager of Home. That's HAUME. Put simply, we buy homes. We don't charge fees, there's no advertising costs or commissions, none of that. We just make the process of selling your home easy. So if you're looking to downsize and have a home built before the 90s, we'll be able to help you save time, money and the effort it takes to sell. Thinking of downsizing? Visit home.com.au. That's haume.com.au.
Your old hot water system can drive as much as 40% of your energy bill. Fortunately, you can upgrade to something that's 70% cheaper to run thanks to Right Price. They're the leaders in heat pumps and installation. Now's the time to upgrade and save money on a more efficient hot water system and take advantage of government incentives and free installation. Reduce your energy costs today with a heat pump from Right Price. Make the switch with Right Price Hot Water.
At Right Price, heating and cooling, you can get the price right at Right Price.
This Christmas, give your family a memory they'll treasure forever. If you're heading to Lobethal's famous Christmas lights this year, continue 5 minutes up the freeway to Mount Barker, and that's where you can catch the Steam Ranger Heritage Railways Jingle Bells Express, a magical Christmas train ride for the whole family.
That's right. This sounds sensational. So you can step aboard Steam Ranger's Heritage Red Hen rail cars, the old Red Hens. They're covered with LED lights, and experience the wonder of Christmas in a whole new way. There are 3 enchanting 40-minute return trips on Saturday, December 13 and Sunday, December 14. The times are 8 p.m, 8:45 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. each night.
That's the Steam Ranger Heritage Railways Jingle Bells Express. Seats are limited and selling fast, so book online now. For more information and bookings, visit steamranger.org.au or call 1300 655 991.
Some milk on our shelves travels further than you do on holiday. Not milk from FIVEAA Milk Company. Our milk is proudly homegrown, home bottled and delivered straight from the rolling paddocks of South Australia's Fleurieu Peninsula. Freshness isn't a buzzword for us. We live and breathe it 24 hours a day. When you buy from FIVEAA Milk Company, you're supporting our incredible farming families and doing SA proud. Look for FIVEAA Milk Company in your supermarket.
Streaming live via the 5AA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is 5AA, always Adelaide.
There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
10 after 8, breaking 8 coming up in just a moment. We're also going to check in with Peter Caldecott for 7 News, who's reporting on the PSA meeting that's going on as we speak. In fact, I think they've just broken up because we're starting to get some texts from people who were there regarding the ongoing strike action by corrections officers, and who will now be joined by, if our intel is correct from the people in the meeting that are texting us, those that are responsible for home detention now as well.
They've walked off the job.
So apparently. They've walked off the job.
But the union has said this does not affect people who are in the community.
It doesn't affect the monitoring of home detention. It's about applying new home detention orders effectively.
Yeah, so anyone today in court who is put on home detention, they can't process it, which presumably would mean, and we'll try to check that with the AG, does that mean that the prisoner remains remanded in custody?
Yeah, you'd think so. Well, they can't. They can't put them in a prison, can they? Because they're on strike as well.
Well, yeah. How does it work?
So they get left in limbo, I imagine. We'll find out. That's all happening as we speak. We'll get the latest on that vote. With that, now it's got to be said, pretty ugly industrial action that's going on at the moment. Peter Caldecott with the latest very shortly. It's time for Breaking 8 first.
Well, this is a really timely item this morning on the day when the nation introduces the social media age limit laws. First championed in South Australia as long ago as last May by Peter Malinauskas, and then picked up by Chris Minns in New South Wales, and then by Prime Minister Albanese. Well, we can reveal the state government has given a hefty grant, $6.5 million in funding to an organisation that we've spoken to before. It is called WaitMate, and it's a sort of grassroots thing that started in the United States, where parents, educators and most importantly kids take a pledge to delay the purchase and use of a mobile phone for as long as possible. The idea is that kids would never get a phone until they are in high school, and even then they'd be encouraged to wait until they sort of get into the middle years of high school, rather than it being seen as a must-have item the moment you start doing year 7 or year 8 as it used to be now, year 7. Emily Harrison is the South Australia lead for Waitmate, and we're thrilled to be joined by Emily again. Emily, you must have been stoked to hear that the government had listened to your proposal and went, yeah, this sounds like a good idea.
Oh, good morning, everyone. We're absolutely thrilled. And I think the most exciting bit about this is the passion that the Premier has for this cause, with his action in all sorts of areas across the issues of smartphones and social media. We're really lucky to have a state that is supporting this move.
Do you think it's interesting? A lot of the discussion in the lead up to today around social media has, I think, catastrophised the impact that it's going to have on young people, as if their world is somehow going to grind to a halt because they can't spend hour upon hour scrolling through their Instagram feed at the grand old age of 13. Do you as a parent think what we might actually see is a sort of renaissance of fun where these kids who've been totally sucked into the digital vortex might go a bit like quitting smoking, or if you're a drinker, getting off the terps? Suddenly life feels really different and much more rewarding and human again.
I think I totally agree with you, and that is definitely my hope. But I tried very hard to remember what it was like when I was a teenager, which I'm guessing you might be in my boat, is quite a long time ago. But I remember the feeling that not being allowed to go to a sleepover, for example, was literally the end of my world. And I do have, my heart goes out to the teens who are having to go through a big adjustment period, and to parents who are going to have to listen to it. But I do agree with you. I mean, kids, when you look at the data and what we know of our little people, they're highly adaptable. And I think if we can just ride the initial storm of them giving a real kick and scream and throwing their toys out of the cot, this could be a glorious time for our kids.
Can I ask you, Emily, what's the sort of uptake? How many kids have taken these pledges in Australia now?
We've got about 14, nearly 15,000 pledges towards delaying phones. And we've found that we've reached this sort of peak, I think, where things are about to just take off. And parents in schools that we speak to are so unbelievably grateful for the support, because that's really what Waitmate is about, is getting people together, getting parents together who feel like they're doing it alone to realise that they're not. And from the kids' perspective, it's knowing, okay, I understand that things are going to change for me, but at least I'm not the only one. At least Tony, Bob and Peter in my year also aren't getting a phone.
Absolutely. Well, I think it's a brilliant initiative, and, you know, I think we're from the same generation where we managed to have a social life. We managed to meet people at, you know, the mall's balls at 6 p.m. on a Friday night without having a text or email or anything. You know, life can go on without technology. Emily Harrison, one of the co-founders of Waitmate, joining us for Breaking at 8. Thank you. I really think that people will have a total reckoning, and, you know, my touchstone, you know, some Friday mornings will come in slightly worse for wear because it's been a Wahing night. It's been a night where me, Ben, Paul, Daz meet at the Metro, few looseners in the nets, meander through Moonta Street into Chinatown for a succulent Chinese meal, often at the end of which, thanks to Susanna, we have the char kway teow, the fried whitebait, all the rest of it, sometimes go back to the Metro. Those dinners, no one has their phone on the table. We just sit there talking to each other. And I think that for people like us, the analogue people, we sort of grow up regarding phones being used in company as almost a form of rudeness. You know, you want to sit there talking to your mates. You want to sit there talking total nonsense, having a couple of drinks too many and laughing and reminiscing and talking about fun stuff you want to do outside of work. Like, it's a better way of engaging with people.
Look, I know I often play the role as the unlovable cynic on this program, but I actually think I know you're talking about this going to be
the lovable cynic.
And look, I think protecting young people from the ills of social media is a good. I think that's an unequivocal, unarguable good. But I think the idea that there's going to suddenly be basketball hoops erected in the street and people signing up to play local football is absolutely fanciful. And I saw the Premier this morning put a picture up of him in playgrounds with kids and say, this is what is going to come back. I mean, say whatever you want to make yourself feel good about the ban. I think it's good just by protecting people from predators and imagery that they shouldn't see as young people. But the idea that the kind of person who's already not playing sport is going to suddenly take up lacrosse because they can't scroll through Instagram, I just think is ridiculous. Instead, what they're going to do is they'll play PlayStation or they're going to watch things on Netflix. Like, it's let's not live into fantasy land where, you know, we're going to cancel phones for under 16s and it's going to become 1972, okay?
We can live in hope.
All right.
Everyone's going to be playing with Meccano sets by the end of the week.
Right. Look, it can be a good thing without us pretending it's going to solve all of society's ills. Can we spin the wheel?
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's getting late in the year. It's getting late in the year, David. I'm getting grumpy. We've got a Carolette smartwatch to give away, talking about technology that is making a positive difference. Now, the wheel has changed.
It's 19 again.
Oh, my goodness. Now, give it another spin. I'm not doing 19 again. This is ludicrous.
Okay, all right. Apologies to people who were born in whatever year
1943. We've done 1943 15 times, I think.
Everyone who was born in 1943 has a Care Alert smart dial.
They've all got a smartwatch. Oh, my God. Oh, no, it almost 15. Made it. No, number 15. So it's 1939. Number people who are 86 or in the remaining 20-odd days of the year are turning 86. If you call in now, first person to call in gets a Care Alert smart dialer. 8223 0000 is the number. Get calling now. We're going to check traffic.
Morning there. Busy in the usual spots this morning. South Road to Clovelly Park, starting to build to Main North Road at Enfield coming into the city. Fitzroy Terrace, North Adelaide, a little bit sluggish too. And we do have a smash a little bit out of town of heading towards Kaipo, 2-car collision, Dashwood Gully Road near Brookman Road with delays through there. Cameras, Beckman Street, Plimpton and Cliff Street, Glengarry. Shop the festive offers at Nespresso and save 30% on selected Virtuo coffee machines. Ends January 5th, 11:29pm. T's and C's apply. Nespresso. What else? Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show. Rowie and Timmy G.
Australia have goodwill. Well, I'm now the flip side. I'm now going to pile on the Poms. And I think they deserve it. It's about telling you how bad you are. You've come over here pathetic. Is it 15 zips since 2011? I mean, that is an awful, awful stat.
The 5AA Sports Show.
Is baseball dead? Imagine if we were full strength.
Weekdays from 4 p.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
50 scorching summers. 50 freezing winters. And only one Morford Air helped us through it all. Adelaide's own homegrown family air conditioning company, Morford Air, has kept South Australians cool and warm for over 50 years. That's half a century of comfort. So when it's too hot or cold to bear, reach for the Morford Air. morfordair.com.au.
Morford Air. Getting Westpac's lowest online variable rate on your home loan means you can breathe a little easier. You can sleep a little deeper. And you can focus on being a little more zen. For a home loan that gives you a little less to think about, apply online at westpac.com.au today. To get it done, it takes a little Westpac. Eligibility, exclusions, conditions, credit criteria, fees and charges apply. Variable rate offer available for online digital applications only.
Okay, this is going to be great. Strikers fans, fire up. The summer of KFC Big Bash is on. Three-piece feed. And Adelaide Oval is where all of the action is.
Get ready for a huge night as the Adelaide Strikers take on the Melbourne Stars Tuesday, December 23. Expect big hits, fast bowling, and that unreal Strikers atmosphere that we all know and love.
Plus, it's festive. There'll be Christmas fun, a massive kids zone, and stacks of entertainment to make it the ultimate family night out.
Junior tickets start from just $7 and adults from $34. So grab your mates, load up the family, and get behind our team.
Strikers versus Stars, Tuesday, December 23 at Adelaide Oval. Lock it in and secure your tickets now at adelaidestrikers.com.au. Adelaide Strikers, our city, our team.
If you need to fix your pipes, call Precise. Call Precise. If your toilet's blocking up, call Precise. Call Precise. If your lights aren't turning on, or your hot water is gone, or a plumber or an electrician, call Precise. Precise.
Precise Plumbing and Electrical. Call 1300 700 200. That's 1300 700 200. Precise Plumbing and Electrical. We're helping life flow.
For a plumber or an electrician, call Precise. Call Precise.
City Discount Tires.
Get saving this month at City Discount Tyres. Grab 3 Falcon Zeek ZE 310R passenger car tyres and get the 4th tyre absolutely free. Experience top-notch performance with exceptional grip on both wet and dry surfaces. Steer your way to citydiscounttyres.com.au for even more great deals. City Discount Tyres. We're driven by value.
Rosanna Mangiarelli here from 7 News. Join me and Will Goodings for Adelaide's leading news hour, 7 News, tonight at 6 o'clock.
There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
23 after 8. Lee Forrest's been out and about meeting great local businesses for our 5AA 12 Days of Christmas. And today he's chatting with Georgia Jameson from Medi-Pedi. And for your chance to win a $300 Medi-Pedi voucher, call in on 8223 0055 now.
Georgina Jamison is the owner of Medi-Pedi Clinics. Lovely to see you.
Yeah, lovely to see you too, Lee.
It's all about the feet.
It is all about the feet. We love the feet.
So is it health and beauty?
It is. We've combined podiatry and beauty here on site at Medi-Pedi. So you can come in for our signature service, which is the medical pedicure. You'll come and see the podiatrist first, who'll be able to have a look at your feet, give you any advice, take off any callus, look after your toenails, manage any ingrown toenails, corns, and then you'll move back through to the beauty therapist, who'll finish with pampering and painting and nice massage as well.
Can we talk about the pamper? I think you've got customers asleep in there.
Yeah, they are sometimes. It's a great relax and it's a great experience to come in and get away from it all and walk out feeling fabulous.
It would be a great gift, I imagine, like indulge yourself.
Yeah, it's a fantastic gift and something a little bit different.
If you want your feet to look good, now's the time. Summer is the time.
Summer is the time. Get those cracked heels under control. Get those toenails that have been caught up in boots over winter looking good, shaped nicely and thinned right down.
Where are your beautiful Medi-Pedi clinic here in North Adelaide, but you've got them all around town?
We do. We've got 4 locations. So we're on King William Road in Goodwood, we're on Jetty Road and down at Glenelg, and also the Parade at Norwood.
Thank you for being part of the 12 Days of Christmas.
Pleasure.
It's been a good fun series. Good giving us some prizes too. Lots of people calling in on 8223 0055 for that voucher. Lots of texts coming in as well.
I really like this one. I've been trying to read it out, but I haven't been able to find a gap in our conversation for more than half an hour, Will. But here goes. Gordon, in light of the world exclusive earlier that Sapo had to remove a chap from the Hutt Street meeting last night because he wanted to be able to ride his horse through the city. Gordon says, good morning, guys. Do you think that the fellow who wants to ride his horse through town should have taken a gallop pole?
It was worth the wait. Excellent work, Gordon. Hey, you know what's been worth the wait? Getting Barry Humphries recognition at his favourite theatre in the world, Her Majesty's Theatre here in South Australia. It was all voted on last night at the Adelaide City Council, a funding structure that is in part funded by the City Council. I think it goes a third City Council, third state government, third from the Festival Centre. Carmel Noon was a big instigator in this at City Council level and joins us on 5AA Breakfast now. Carmel, you must be delighted that Barry Humphries is going to get appropriate recognition.
This is the highlight of my year. I am so chuffed. I mean, absolutely. I put the original motion up in 2023. So to see it on the agenda for last night, and it was the last council meeting of the night, big night, you know, Hutt Street, the whole bit. And so this one was it was just great to talk about Barry and all the reasons why we should actually have this statue. And as you just said, it is funded in 3 parts. One, Adelaide Festival Centre Trust, so a group of people who are very supportive of Barry, including Peter Goers. They actually raised $107,000. The Premier was very willing to contribute as well, and he contributed $100,000, and that left the City of Adelaide with the variance of $106,000. So that's what got up last night. Now we can move this forward, and hopefully it will be there when the new market development happens. And yeah, it's all happening in this area. It's very exciting.
We were saying earlier, Carmel, that as a Melburnian, Barry Humphries lamented the fact that so many of those beautiful sort of turn of the century and 19th century theatres had been lost in his hometown, but he said that Adelaide had done such a great job preserving it, with Her Majesty's being what he regarded as the best example of a heritage theatre that had been so sensitively restored.
And he was right behind that restoration. And he was behind a lot of saving heritage buildings. I don't know if people actually even know that he was behind even the Queen Victoria building in Sydney. So that's one of his greatest legacies that he leaves, that he saved a lot of these beautiful historic buildings around Australia. And he actually said that Her Madge was his favourite spot. And I think he launched Dame Edna here back in 1956 or whatever. So it's just fitting to have him on the corner. I don't live very far from the theatre, so to walk past every day and to actually say good morning or good evening to Barry will be just fantastic for people like me.
He also performed there, I think it was in about 1983, because my dad took me and later said somewhat inappropriately, but we went along to Her Majesty's Theatre, and the show was called An Evening's Intercourse with Barry Humphries. It was absolutely brilliant.
That might have been. Was that Barry Humphries or was it Dame Edna?
It was all of the above. It was a 4-person show.
Right.
It was
Yes,
Barry Humphries, Les Patterson, Sandy Stone, and also the trade union leader Lance Boyle.
Yeah.
He did the 4 characters on the one night, and it was just superb. So good on you
And
for
that was
doing
like his last show that he toured with, which I saw as well. And it actually just highlighted the amazing talent of the man, because you actually believe that in these individual characters, not that they were all sort of one person. Unbelievable.
Yeah. No, a life well worth celebrating in a very special
I'm
part
very
of the
excited.
city. Yeah. Carmel Noon, Adelaide City Councillor, with the great news about the Barry Humphries statue.
The Police Commissioner, Grant Stevens, will be in the 5AA Breakfast studio right after 5AA News.
Party to the max at AFL Max. We've got the fun, the food, and yep, we clean up too. With inflatables, bouldering, and footies galore, everyone can celebrate at AFL Max. Book now at aflmax.com.au.
Not every conversation stays with you. This one will. Join Stephen Bartlett as he asks the questions no one else asks. Search The Diary of a CEO wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, Brett Ebert here for Mawson Lakes Mazda. There's a lot to like about Mawson Lakes Mazda. They'll take care of you with next day servicing, complimentary loan car, vacuum and wash. And your breakfast or lunch is on them. Your car gets the love too with their state-of-the-art service centre, brimming with top-trained mechanics. At Mawson Lakes Mazda, they'll look after your car and look after you. Mawson Lakes Mazda, just a short drive from the city.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Partly cloudy and 29 today with the 8:30 news. Good morning, I'm Jess Adamson.
Chipped windscreen. RAA approved repairer Complete Windscreens repairs it from just $99. Find the big red koala.
A female police officer has been punched in the face at Port Augusta. Just before midnight, patrol spotted a man stumbling in the middle of Conroy Street. When they tried to take his details, it's alleged he became aggressive and struck the officer. She was taken to hospital but was later released. Extra patrols were called urgently to the scene, where one officer used capsicum spray to subdue the suspect. The 29-year-old from the Northern Territory will face court today. Police are hunting for a teenage boy who robbed and assaulted a female driver after running in front of her car at Paralour yesterday. Patrols and paramedics were called to Martins Road just before 5. It's alleged the teenager produced a knife after stopping the woman's vehicle and demanding money. He stole cash before slashing her arm and running towards a nearby golf course. The woman was taken to hospital. The boy, of Caucasian appearance, had short, dirty blonde hair with a dark T-shirt and black shorts. The Prime Minister says the world will be watching as Australia's social media ban comes into force. Under-16s are being locked out of their accounts in a bid to limit online bullying and exposure to harmful material. Platforms who breach the laws face fines of up to $50 million. Anthony Albanese says there will be bumps along the way, but the change is necessary.
We know that this isn't simple. No one's done this before. No. And that's why it's so important. Doing hard things is what gives you a reward.
Premier Peter Malinauskas says the reform all began here.
It was South Australia
that led the effort to get a change nationally that is now going global, to put a social media age limit in place, which is all about protecting our kids from online harm, but more importantly, teaching them the way to be able to communicate with one another in a healthy social context.
Corrections officers across 7 of South Australia's prisons have voted to continue a 48-hour strike. They'll be joined by home detention officers who also voted this morning to down tools. 2,000 of the state's prisoners have been confined to their cells since Monday morning. Now they face 72 hours of total confinement. Corrections officers say they're striking over a rise in violence in prisons and a crisis in staffing fuelled by low wages. A new report has revealed Australians are waiting almost 5 years to access life-saving technologies. The delays, driven by outdated, fragmented reimbursement systems, are widening inequities across the health system, causing patients to miss out on treatments. St Vincent's international cardiologist Dr Dale Murdoch says bureaucratic process and funding issues are to blame.
I guess it depends on how we think about approval and funding in Australia. We might have good early approval of a new technology or a device, but by the time it's routinely funded and available in our public and private health systems, it can be many years.
A new study has found genetic changes can sharply increase the risk associated with age-related macular degeneration. AMD is a leading cause of blindness in people aged over 50. Centre for Eye Research spokesperson Professor Robin Geimer says the findings offer a promising new target for treatments.
It's likely not just one disease that we all lump together in that title, but what we found was there are different genetic risks for different parts of the disease, and what that will mean is there's likely going to be different treatments required.
Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Be the first to test drive the all-new Mitsubishi ASX at Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes.
Hello, Tom Wren.
Hello to you as well, Jess. Usman Khawaja could be in line for a shock recall for the third Ashes test. The 38-year-old is expected to be named in the squad for Adelaide. Meantime, it might be a case of when rather than if for privatisation for the Big Bash. On the eve of the new season, Cricket Australia are having conversations about selling off the Big Bash teams to private investors. CEO Todd Greenberg telling Wide World of Sports they're open to all options.
All of us I'm talking about here across both our states and territories and at head office where I sit at the governing body to open up these conversations about what the future might look like. And, you know, bring private capital into the Big Bash has been a conversation we've had for a number of months.
Let's get to tennis. The Australian Open draws are set to be stacked this summer. 99 of the top 100 men's players will play, as will 98 of the top women. Meantime, British star Katie Bolter, though, has missed out on a place in the main draw for the Open, meaning she'll have to get there through qualifying. Full-time in European Champions League action for another morning, and it's been a massive one for Liverpool and the manager Arne Slot. After controversially deciding to leave Mo Salah out, his players responded with a 1-0 win away from home against Inter Milan. The winner coming via a penalty in the 88th minute, which Dominik Szoboszlai converted.
He's been Liverpool's best player all season long. Now, in the cauldron of the San Siro, is he up to the mark? Szoboszlai scores and Liverpool lead late on in Milan.
Audio there thanks to Stan Sport. Elsewhere, Tottenham enjoyed a 3-0 win at home against Slavia Prague, but Chelsea lost to Atalanta 2-1, while Barcelona came from a goal down to beat Eintracht Frankfurt, also 2-1. And ice hockey players from the NHL are threatening to sit out the Winter Olympics next year due to concerns over the quality of the playing surface in Milan. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Thanks, Tom. Let's check the traffic.
Lynn Andrews Real Estate, experts in commercial and residential property management. lynnandrews.com.au.
Morning there, a Waterloo corner of breakdown to look out for, the north-south motorway near the interchange. Athelstone Road plates a new student previous burst water main, Gorge Road near King George Avenue. And if heading towards Kaipo today, got a two-car collision, Dashwood Gully Road near Brookman Road. Got quite big delays on that road at the moment, so take it easy if you're heading that way. Only one in camera 2, Dawes Road, Melrose Park. If you're over 70 or have a health condition, you may be eligible for COVID antiviral medicines. If you catch COVID, speak to your doctor within 5 days. Brought to you by FIVEAA, Sydney, Australia. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast, 29 today, sunny and 32 tomorrow, 34 for Friday, 27 for Saturday, 24 for Sunday. Right now it's 21 degrees on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Adelaide Central Plaza is giving you the chance to win an Audi Q3 Sportback 35, valued at over $62,000 from Audi Solitaire. Shop this Christmas at Adelaide Central Plaza for your chance to enter. Spend $150 at David Jones, or $50 at specialty retailers, or $15 at any food outlet or service retailer. T's and C's at adelaidecentralplaza.com.au. Adelaide Central Plaza, the home of David Jones and Rundle Mall. SA licence T25/1350.
When it comes to reducing pain and rebuilding strength, Kiesa leaves nothing to chance. Our university-qualified health professionals don't just treat problem areas. They design personalised training programs using Swiss-engineered machines unique to Kiesa. These machines safely isolate the affected area, test your strength, and help rebuild your muscles for a stronger, more active and healthier life. Kiesa. Building strength with precision in Norwood and coming soon to Glenelg.
Hi, my name's Tony, and as a nurse unit manager, I see every day how much nurses and midwives sacrifice to care for their patients. That's why we must take action, because doing nothing would cause far greater harm. So we're saying no more to unpaid overtime, no more to unsafe corridor care, no more to the endless double shifts. Standing up for nurses and midwives means standing up for the care we all deserve. It's time for the state government to show respect. Visit respectnursesandmidwives.com.
Authorised by Elizabeth DeBars, ANMFSA, Religion, South Australia.
Snooze members save up to 50% off selected mattresses and up to 30% off selected bed frames. Hurry, the Snooze member event is on now. Exclusions, T's and C's apply.
What a little snooze can do.
The Samtas pre-Christmas catalogue sale is on now. The best seafood of the season is here. King prawns from just $15 a kilo, and large Spencer Gulf cooked king prawns in the pre-sale 3 kilo bags are still only $19.90 a kilo.
And demand has kicked in early, so Samtas are bringing in huge volumes of clean, premium seafood from our coastline, West Coast oysters that are open fresh daily, sweet, freshly cooked local Pondy Bay crayfish, Queensland Moreton Bay bugs and more.
Plus the big one, Samtas is the home of the rare double extra large South Aussie king prawns. These giants are on special in the 3 kilo deal at just $39.90 a kilo. An incredible buy for anyone wanting something spectacular for Christmas lunch.
There's also the famous mix and match 4 kilos of quality frozen seafood, still just $60, plus 10 catalogue managers specials covering everyone's favourites.
The pre-Christmas catalogue sale is on now. Samtas Seafoods will see you there. 201 Richmond Road, Richmond, open 7 days, heaps of free parking.
Today's reverse ducted air conditioning systems offer so much more than just an on-off switch, which is why REQ Air Conditioning will spend as much time as you need to get familiar with all the functions and controls of your new system. It means you'll get the most out of it from the very start. No guesswork required. Stay cool, stay warm, save money and master the remote with REQ Air Conditioning and Energy Solutions. Google REQ Air Conditioning for a free in-home quote.
There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
20 to 9, Police Commissioner Grant Stevens in the 5AA Breakfast studio with us. Commissioner, good morning to you.
Morning, Will. Morning, David.
Thanks for coming in, Commissioner, and thanks for all the chats we've had throughout the year. We always enjoy them.
It's been good.
Yeah. 25 kids. We've heard it a lot now. Oh, there's 25 kids who are doing this. 25 kids at the Highway Inn, 25 kids in Modbury. Can I ask you, if there's just 25 kids, why can't we just pinch them? Or is that where the problem begins in terms of what happens next when they get to court?
Well, I think that there's two questions. So we do have a recidivist group of young offenders who commit a significant proportion of the crimes attributed to young people. There's evidence to show that. But I think there are two questions here is, what are the circumstances that lead up to a young person thinking it's okay to do that? And that's the whole circumstances around that kid, the family environment or lack of family, their attitude to, respecting other people. And then it's what happens when they get caught and put before the judicial system. Where are the consequences? Where's the focus on public safety if these kids are coming back time and time again to commit more serious crimes? Because we are arresting these kids. We are dealing with them and we're putting them into the system. And I know that the Young Offenders Act compels us to make sure we do everything possible to keep kids out of detention, and I fully support that. But we need to make sure we have that balance with public safety as well. So you can't just have more cops out there catching these kids at time and time again. You got to look at how we stop them from getting to the point where they think it's okay to do this sort of thing. And then if they do it, we have to have appropriate consequences and measures in place to protect people who are working in the retail sector or the hospitality sector.
But it feels to me that where the public debate is at now is people have lost faith in the appropriate consequences that you just described. I think people don't regard the consequences as appropriate. And when it's got to a point where, you know, we know that there are pubs now that have set up CCTV near a bus stop opposite the bottle-o because they know that way they can see them coming. It's almost become part of your business in a way.
Yeah, and that's not a place we should be. And I don't know the answers to stop kids from thinking it's okay to commit these sorts of serious crimes. But, you know, the police can only do so much.
I know you're not in the business of writing legislation, but perhaps it is a sort of three strikes and you will have an indefinite, well, not indefinite, but an extended stay in the clink.
I'd probably, in terms of expressing my view, I would put it in a way that says when we are dealing with these young children who are recidivist offenders committing serious crimes that put people's safety at risk, then we need to have measures in place that stop that behaviour. So I'm not going to say what that is. That's for other people to determine how we divert these kids away from these, you know, serious crimes. But, you know, like I said, the police can only do so much. If we're arresting these people and put them into the system needs to respond to make sure that other people in the community are safe. And what most people might not know is with a young person under the age of 14, there is a principle called Dolly Incapax. It's a Latin phrase that means that we have to be able to demonstrate that a young person under the age of 14 understood the nature and consequences of their behaviour. And the process to do that is quite complex. It involves psychological assessments that are presented to the court. And I've struggled to believe that a young person who's committed multiple house break-ins or bottle shop thefts, carjackings, don't understand the consequences or the nature of their behaviour and the consequences they're having on the community. And that what they're doing is wrong.
Well, to anyone squeamish about the idea of stronger penalties for recidivist crime for juniors, I'd just ask them this. Do we feel like the current situation is setting them on the path to righteousness? Do we feel like these 20 to 25 are being well served by the way things currently operate?
Yeah, well, I think the Attorney-General has, in the last few weeks, couple of months, has made announcements about taking a tougher stance on recidivist young offenders, but also investing in rehabilitation programs and prevention programs that stop young people from becoming recidivists, or if they are recidivists, diverting them from any sort of future life that is focused on crime. And that's where the effort's got to be. Like, we are talking of a small cohort. So, and I've said this before, probably on this show, you know, the vast majority of young people, the overwhelming majority who come into contact with the criminal justice system, these kids who do something wrong, learn from the experience and never come back. You know,
which should scare the hell out of you.
And it does. And by and large, like, the system works for the vast majority. We're talking a really small cohort who have a massive impact on our sense of public safety.
On these sorts of issues, we don't get any criticism of police. I think mostly we get sympathy from police coming through. The one question we repeatedly get, though, after our cross at 6:40 each morning with SAPOL is around the application of police bail.
Yeah.
Can you give us some insight into the considerations that are made? Because the disconnect comes with sometimes people hear the rap sheet or the list of accusations and they think, well, why in the hell did police use their discretion for that particular circumstance?
It is relatively complex, and each particular individual is assessed on their own circumstances. There are rules in the Bail Act that we have to follow, and the decision is made by one person. It's usually the officer in charge of the police station or a sergeant who is referred to in the Act as the bail authority. So that person, the bail authority, looks at all of the information at their disposal at the time of the arrest and will make a decision about whether or not the person gets bail. And the overriding principle in the Bail Act is that everybody should get bail unless there are reasons that they should not. And one of those is how much of a recidivist offender they are, whether they're currently on bail for other matters, the public safety element, or whether there's victims that have to be protected. So all of these things are assessed at the time of a person being arrested, and it's up to that individual to make a decision. And I actually can't interfere or intervene in that decision. That is the decision of the person who is the bail authority.
Does it feel, though, that you probably not a fair question because I don't know if constitutionally you're allowed to answer it, but does it feel like the presumption in favour of bail is too generous to the alleged perpetrator?
That's probably the sense you take away from stories you hear, like the bottle shop robbery a couple of days ago.
Modbury.
Yeah, Modbury. Five people, two 13-year-olds, a 14-year-old, a 15-year-old, and an 18-year-old. It begs the question, why do these people get bail? And I understand that's the question that most people would ask. Like I said, I can't interfere in the bail authority's decision making, but they are given a specific set of rules they have to follow. There are some offences where there is a presumption against bail. For some of the more serious crimes, you don't get bail unless you can prove there are extenuating circumstances that compel the bail authority to give you bail.
Von Einem dead. You guys at SAPOL, I'm imagining, Commissioner, had a red hot 11th hour go at putting the screws on him to talk. But clearly he didn't.
Yeah, we were doing. We had a couple of visits with him in those last days of his life. We were working on the assumption that he probably had a bit more time. We had a plan to continue engaging with him in the hope that we would get something out of him that would progress other investigations or provide some sort of definitive outcome for the families of the boys, the men who were still considered to be unsolved crimes.
Does that indicate that you were actually maybe somewhat optimistic that he might share something if there was plans for repeated visits?
We were pragmatic, I think, is the way to go. Yeah, it was worth going to speak to him. He's never said anything so far, but we did have major crime investigators out there a couple of times just to see whether or not we could, at that last point, get something that would assist in our ongoing investigations.
But he was still insisting he was innocent?
He did talk to them. I'm not sure. I haven't spoken directly to the major crime investigators, but I know that we didn't get anything substantive from him as we engaged with him in those last couple of days.
It's revived a lot of talk about people still alive in the community who may know things, who may have been involved in these killings. I know there's a lot of sort of armchair theorising about it, a lot of talk on the internet. These are still active cases, though.
They are active investigations, continuously reviewed. Every piece of information we get is followed up comprehensively. We're looking for, changes in technology that enable us to re-examine physical evidence, forensic evidence. Nothing is put in a cupboard and forgotten. We have major crime investigators who are right across the entire brief for every single unresolved murder, and the murders associated with the family are in that bracket. We are continuing to look.
Well, Commissioner, as I said at the start, we love having our monthly fireside chats with you. We hope that you and Em have a good break together over summer.
Thanks.
And we look forward to catching up with you again in the new year.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's always good, and I appreciate the opportunity to talk about things that I know are of interest to people out there, and maybe clear some of the air on some of the issues that relate to policing and crime in South Australia. So, it's always really good for us to be able to talk to you guys and, have a laugh at the same time.
Absolutely. Yeah. Good on you, Commissioner. Thank you.
Thanks.
9 minutes to 9. If you'd like to try and unseat Deb from the Nordic Furniture Legends Lounge, now is your time to call in 8223 0055. This will be the third last quiz. So there are just 6 correct answers between someone.
Business end.
Maybe someone, might be 2. I mean, you might come in Friday and win it. But certainly for Deb, there are 6 correct answers between now and the Nordic Legends, Nordic Furniture $10,000 voucher that we've got to give away. So get calling now, 8223 0055. 2 correct answers we'll see you on the seat for Wednesday.
Breakdown of Waterloo Corner to look out for this morning. North-south motorway to the interchange. Athelston Road plates in use due to a previous burst water main. Gorge Road near King George Avenue. Delays clearing from that earlier smash at Kaipo. 2 cars involved in that one. Dashwood Gully Road near Brookman Road with a camera. Beckman Streets at Plimpton. JB Hi-Fi's Wicked Wednesday one-day sale is on today with crazy deals. 1 day only and only at JB. Stores open till 9 p.m. tonight. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
They're stunning and stylish. The Chrissy Dazzler or our brand new Bon Bon Appetit. Merry Christmas, folks. I'm Brett Charlesworth, and they're just 3 of the eye-popping Christmas gifts we make for you at Charlesworth Nuts. They're all overflowing with our irresistible nuts and chocolates and handmade with great pride by our talented South Aussie team. With 90 different gift boxes, packs and hampers, there's literally something for everyone. You can't go wrong. 11 family-owned stores or shop online. Why Charlesworth? Because fresh nuts taste better.
Our place is your place at the Albion Hotel. Your place to raise a glass to a big sporting win, a milestone birthday, or just making it through the week. Cheers. Your place to bring the entire family, including the kids and grandkids, for an amazing meal together. Your place to sit back and just soak it all in. The Albion Hotel. Your local, your people, your place.
We all love traditional Christmas fare like mince pies and Christmas pudding. Well, lucky for us, SA's own Kyton's Bakery bakes some of the best in the country, as well as lots of gift ideas and other treats too.
It's so easy to love Kyton's. Make sure you take a look at their New Look website for a fantastic range of delicious festive goodies. And remember, you can shop online or find the nearest Kyton stockist to you.
Or for the full experience, shop where they bake at Edwardstown. Christmas is the perfect time to support local when gifting. And that goes for entertaining and serving too, or all your favourite traditional Christmas treats. Make SA's own Kyton's Bakery part of your family's Christmas this year.
On the Cow IQ test, Fluorio milk cows come in at around 100, pretty much the national average. But when it comes to the milk our SA cows produce, it's unmatched. You don't need to be a cow Einstein to produce some of the best milk in the country. You do need the perfect grazing conditions, and the milk needs to be bottled on site and on shop shelves within hours. It doesn't get any fresher, any better, or any more SA than Fluorio Milk Company.
A pool is cool for summer, but Actron Air from 1,5 Adelaide will cost you a lot less, and it's hassle-free all year round. With over 40 years of engineering expertise, Actron Air products are designed for our climate, keeping your family cool without costing the earth. Visit 1,5.com/au/Actron or drop into the showroom at 336 South Road, Croydon Park. That's 1,KOMMA5.com/au/Actron.
There's surprisingly big offers at Hyundai, like the Tucson from $39,990 drive away. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
5 to 9, it's that time of the morning. We find out who our carryover champ is for the Nordic Furniture Legends Lounge, crafting bespoke premium luxury furniture by hand right here in South Australia for 54 years. And what a prize it is, $10,000 worth of the best furniture you can buy anywhere on planet Earth. Currently, Debbie is on the Nordic Furniture Legends Lounge, a place she's occupied for a number of days now. Debbie, good morning to you.
Good morning, lads.
Don't need to explain the rules to you, Debbie. You're the master at the moment. Andrew in Ridgehaven, though, looking to unseat you. Morning, Andrew.
Good morning, gentlemen, and good morning, Deb.
Morning, Andrew. Good luck.
Good luck to both of you.
Now the pleasantries cease. Andrew and Debbie, your names are your buzzers. Are you ready to go?
Yes.
Yep.
On which continent would you find the world's largest desert?
Debbie.
Yes,
Andrew.
Debbie.
Australia.
Andrew?
Europe.
It is Antarctica. What is a word, phrase, number, or other sequence of characters that reads the same backward as it does forward?
Andrew.
Yes, Andrew.
8. No.
Debbie.
Yes, Debbie.
Can it be a word?
What's the
no clues?
No clue. There's no follow-up
Glenelg.
questions, Debbie.
Glenelg.
No.
Well, that is one. That is
It's
one.
an example of one, but it's not what they are. They are called palindromes.
Was it a rat I saw?
There you go. Which famous comet was last seen by the naked eye?
Andrew.
Yes, Debbie.
Haley's.
It is Halley's Comet. How many days are in a leap year?
Debbie.
Yes, Debbie.
364.
Andrew?
Andrew. 366.
It's one apiece.
1-1.
And it all comes down to this. Which fast food chain sells the Whopper burger?
Debbie.
Andrew.
Yes, Debbie.
Hungry Jack.
Debbie, once again, is on the Nordic Furniture Legends Lounge, and she will enter the penultimate day as the hottest of red hot favourites. Tomorrow morning.
That's 6 in a row.
6 in a row. Since Friday?
Yeah.
So tomorrow morning will be a second line. Then on Friday, when we are in the Adelaide Central Market, we are giving away $10,000 worth of Nordic furniture. Let's have a look at the fuel situation as we wrap things up this morning. It's better to be a member with RAA Road Service. The Solo Blair Athol $1.58.5. So too the Solo at Marion. The Yugo at St Mary's $1.58.9. And the Diesel Solo Taparoo $1.72.5 is the cheapest you'll find it. Enjoy your Wednesday. We'll be back tomorrow morning from 6 o'clock.
See you then.